Welcome back to the field of flies, the terrifying trip into the bowels of the dark undead realm. Uh, we're returning right back into this fight here.
a, a, a terrible trip into the mind of Appleby too.
Oh no, I haven't gone there yet. I haven't given you any of the things I made. However, last time we managed to end it with a initiative order, so everything is rolled. Though we have a new interruption or a new conflict. We have our player for Ban here, but we do not have our player for Genus. So I'll be playing her instead. And in that very same scenario, do you want to roll your own initiative, Ban?
Did you roll for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then that's fine.
Okay. You are fourth. And if any of you remember, the gigantic undead bull open world. So it will be going first.
Yeah.
Does it have me surprised?
It does not have you surprised. It almost has you surprised, but not quite. So thank goodness for that.
If it had me
Oh,
surprised, I would have asked to roll again. No,
yeah.
teasing.
But in that case, I am going to ask you to roll your defense.
Yes, I will do so once my computer stops being dumb. Let me see. Jesus, computer.
I will begin labeling my rolls.
Actually, you should probably have asked to reroll the initiative, because you have 1 in 10 chance of open rolling, and then that's best for us.
You also have a 1 or a 3 in 100 chance of losing it all and getting surprised.
The odds are pretty good.
The odds are good. His computer is also loading up, so he'll be here.
All right.
Almost here. There he is.
So it's the creature's
On
turn
my
first.
phone.
And the creature is, in case for James's own information, the last time the fight consisted of us being spotted by the bull charging down the hall. It is weighs at the very minimum a time or half time, and as it threatened to rampage through the whole party, Zemnis caught its horns, sliding back just a few feet, but keeping it from getting through the others. The results were never received. Okay. What is your armor against cut?
No armor.
Okay. In that case, you still get the 30%. You get 20%, which is only 10. You take 8 damage, which brings you down to negative 15.
Okay.
And normally, for all the people in who know the system, that would make you make a roll, a physical resistance roll to stay conscious. That's the roll we're using. We're not just going to straight negative hit points. However, he automatically makes that roll
For quite a while.
for a while. Yes.
Nice. Okay, so Aru is next.
Yes. Omen.
Omen? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, hi. Okay. Don't know why she's in front of Farron, but she's actually no. Probably keep it there.
You get
Yes.
to. You have to stand in front of her, so you get silhouetted by the fire.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Minor fireball, I guess. So.
Are you doing your tiny fire spark or your big fire or your fireball?
Fireball, like actual fire.
Okay.
So let me just roll that real quick.
Nice.
That is good. That hits it for 120% damage.
Um,
72? 60 is the base rate?
if
Yep.
it's an area
60
effect,
damage.
It is an area effect, thank you. And it definitely, no matter how you arc it, will probably cover more than half of its body. So 144.
So like 72 damage. That is.
Yes.
Oh no, wait. Yeah.
120% of 60 is 72.
Do I need a roll block?
And then that's
No,
double.
50 is base damage. So 140.
yeah.
140. Yep.
Do I need a roll block?
And only if Omen really wants you
So
to.
70. Yeah. I'm done. No.
Okay.
No. Don't be mad at me.
You've also been like,
You've had enough, I think.
you've also had like keep your stance narrow as from both sides. There are just spouts of fire arcing along the side of this monster, like tearing off bits of steel and flesh. And this fireball goes, you just see it like soar right over your head between its horns, and the explosion arise from down the corridor, filling up pretty much the entire thing in view. And then, will that be it for Omen?
Also, the creature is even more on fire than it was, right? Based on this with the fire damage. I hope.
Oh, sorry, I'm muting myself between sentences. Roll 1d100 plus 14.
Go.
Nice.
Well,
That gives it a little bit. I have discovered that I am that I was doing the fire resistances a little wrong.
Oh.
You did
Okay.
kill them before. You did kill some zombies. However, I will be first to admit, being on fire should have killed more zombies. All right.
Now we know.
Yes, now we don't. Next will be Genus. Genus, who is Jupazano and not here right now. I'm going to try to emulate what she was trying to do before.
Do nothing?
No, she was actually doing crazy stuff before. Her idea was to get up on the bull, which actually would have been a really bad idea because then she would have gotten hit by the fire. So maybe I'm just gonna have her like try to reach around you and hit it with the daggers. She doesn't want to be standing on it when another fireball hits.
She could try and like flanking.
She could. Well, that would give this thing penalties, and damage-resistant creatures don't take those penalties.
Hmm. Okay, never mind then.
Her fatigue machine is down. She's not going to spend the fatigue. Actually, she's kind of low even with the extra fatigue, but she does open roll.
Nice.
All right, that minus 38 was to display that she was aiming at its head.
Nice.
Sorry, coughing. All right. Well, Zemnis is holding it off, like pushing back on its horns. It's like twisting its head, knocking him in the sides. Like its claws are sort of reaching forth, dragging lines down his leg. And while he's holding it off, she comes running in, the palm of her hand held against the back of her dagger, just to give it that additional thrust, and drives it right into the thing's eye. Dealing 60 damage.
You mean eye
but-
socket, right?
What?
You mean eye socket?
What?
Does it have an eye?
Eye socket, yes. I thought you were saying.
Oh my god, what did you think I was saying?
I thought you said like you sock it right in the mouth. I'm like, no, this is Genus. Genus is hurting it.
much
Oh.
less dirty mind than me then.
All right, so yes, eye socket. It's relative lack of eyeball.
Okay. Who's next on the initiative?
That will be Zemnis. Zemnis unfortunately has been hit, so he cannot make an action this turn. However,
Yeah.
you can make passive actions if you want.
What can I even do passively?
You can talk. You can run around a little.
Dodge.
You can draw a weapon. You can dodge.
I'm just gonna keep holding the bull by the
Okay.
horns,
Holding the bull.
because that's what Zemnis does.
Very good. In that case, we go to Farron.
Yep. She's been surprised, right? So she can't.
Oh man, you're right. That actually sort of, unless Gabriel and Jurl have something they want to do that will benefit the fight, it will be another initiative turn.
Jorul is going to keep chanting, and Gabriel doesn't really have anything that could save the day in any way. By the way, I think Gabriel also returned to my body, so she shouldn't really have another initiative. Okay, cool. See.
I just realized I should probably be in my rage state.
Alright, you do want to enter your rage state then?
No, as in like the big rage, because it's whenever I suffer a critical, I can go into it.
You do have to make your willpower check. Yes, please
You do.
make that.
You know what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna spend any. Keep one. Oh Jesus! I still made it.
Yeah. You do not go into
okay.
serious rage.
Yeah,
And that's good.
That's fine, I guess.
Alright. In that case, initiative for everyone.
Okay, let's do this.
God damn.
No! Stop open rolling!
Actually, that was Genus.
Ah!
Oh, okay.
Keep open. Well, stop open rolling now. Now that this, it's not Genus rolling anymore.
By the way, you said that I'm at -15, correct?
Yes. Now, I round down all penalties to groups of 5. So,
Okay. So I currently have a -5 all action.
yes. Alright, are we all here? There's Farron, Zemnis's fists are there. Good. Jurl is there. And voila! Genus goes first. She doesn't get high enough initiative to surprise it. But she's still there while Zemnis is wrestling the thing's horns. She's just gonna take that very same maneuver she did last time and twist it.
So we're all basically just like hammering at its skull. Well,
Yes.
all of you people who are doing something other than chanting during every fight.
Like,
Pretty
Zemnis landed a few good blows on the skull. It's like pushed it back into its neck a little bit. You know, it's like horns sort of caught on one of the main metal barbs running across its body. Genus now, as you see like a sliver of a crack like forming in the bridgefish nose as she like pries it backwards trying to break it. And now it's actually Zemnis' turn.
What is the penalties for trapping?
The penalties for trapping are for unarmed attacks.
Yeah.
Negative.
Precision would half it, I believe. Correct?
No, precision doesn't. Precision is only for aiming and holding at weapons point.
So negative 40, but it is a damage-resistant creature, which so it doesn't get to defend or use armor against you.
Yeah. Wait, can it still be paralyzed then? Because that.
It can be held. The idea is that generally, if you're grabbing a damage-resistant creature, it should be strong enough to get out of your hold.
Oh yeah. But that's a big creature, so.
It is a big creature.
But no, I meant Xenmus. Ban is going to be able to like wrestle the monster bull. I believe in you.
Wrestle it.
I think so. I think I can.
Because that would give it enormous penalties to all of its actions. It would also make. By the way, you got to remember, if you trap a creature, you're also partially paralyzed because you have to stop moving to hold it. So you got to be careful with that. You'll also be getting some penalties when it tries to attack you.
But you use block, don't you, Zemnis?
Yeah.
Okay, so the block penalties are less than the dodge penalties.
Alright. So, what kind of roll am I making?
Attack minus 40.
Figured.
Against Avalbee's defense.
My defense of 0. 200 exactly, which is what you need to get +3.
Nice.
I'm holding my mouse over the amount just enough so that it flashes the math like a strobe light.
Is it strength or agility?
Strength or dexterity is the two things you can use.
And you roll with a +3.
Yes. Now, what is your base score in either of those? I don't think it's low enough that it gets a super bonus.
9.
Okay, yes. So
But
just
I'm going to be spending 12 key to bring it up to 12.
okay. So that will mean that you're rolling with a 1d10 plus 15.
Yep. And then I'm going to be spending 3 more fatigue. Why the fuck not? Because I spent 2.
Oh, so you could immobilize it completely if you roll high
could.
enough.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You just get to minorly paralyze it.
They matched.
Well, actually, in the new rules, you just get a +2 when you get a 10, and no penalty when you get a 1. So it is just a little over. Still, though, you are like blocking it as it moves, and suddenly its whole head grows still while its body sort of shifts back and forth.
Yeah,
as you sturdy
creature
your
like
grip.
1/4 of its size just pinned it.
Yes.
Nice.
Also, what's your base damage?
Hmm?
Oh, that's
My
what his base damage was.
My base damage is 70.
Okay, so that actually means you also do 21 damage to it because you deal half damage when trapping. Just squeezing its horns, like you see a little bit of the bone blistering there, because it's magically enhanced bone, but it's just bone beneath.
Fair enough. And then I have an extra attack, which I took the -2 for. So I have a -50 on mine.
I do see the -10. Go right ahead.
You could try to immobilize it again.
That is a good point. But I'm out of fatigue points to spend, so I think a regular attack would just be better.
Okay.
Knee it in the face.
What negative would I be at for being partially?
Oh, yeah, partially immobilized.
I believe it's a -32 attack. We're all rushing to see.
I'm rushing faster.
Yeah, I wish that we had your tables.
-20 to attack, -20 to block, and -40 to dodge. You also get a -20 to initiative, both the bull and you, and any physical action is done at -40.
Gotcha.
140, that's 50%, so that is 35 more damage. Actually, are you aiming at the skull?
My bad, yes.
What?
My bad, yes.
Okay.
So precision, so it would have done half.
110.
Yes. 110, but no armor, which is much better. So that's 90% damage.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, and I believe that is it for your turn.
Yep, that's gonna be it.
I'm going to ask you to do a 1d100 plus 9.
Plus 9?
Yes.
Critical?
Yeah.
Or what?
Oh, nice.
51. Really?
Unfortunately,
Only damage?
yeah. You have to deal tons of damage to damaged creatures for them to be really
That's fine.
critically wounded.
Yeah,
But that is a little critical.
we are getting
it does
there.
resist though.
Baby quit.
Yeah, now it's minorly pinned. It's a little critical, then it's just head. Its head is just being caved in.
It is head. You like as Genus is trying to like wrench out the center part of the ridge of its nose, you sort of like bash it right back in and it kind of concaves just a little bit, like there's a sharp divot there now. Alright, and that brings it to its turn. It is trapped. But it is going to attempt to fuck you off, so please make a strength roll with your total amount of strength you rolled with last time.
With the total?
Well, as in, if you're still maintaining that characteristic augmentation,
Yes.
then you would still get that, and you would still get your +3, so you'd still be at 15 base.
Okay, cool. Not as good.
That is not as good. It managed to actually roll higher than you with a 10.
Yeah. You rolled 2 10s.
I have rolled 2 10s.
That was a 2, by the way. I just rolled a 2.
Yeah,
If
and
it's-
I was gonna say like it's at 9 because it gets a -3 to escape. But luck is on its side. It rears back its head, wrenching its horns from your grip just a moment too fast for you to like tighten your grip, and then will bring down its entire skull on you in a headbutt.
Also, it means that Avelby has that it spent fatigue in order to resist your grapple last time because it had a value of 12. So,
Well, everything that is trapped, when it tries to escape, it gets a flat -3 to try to escape.
my bad then. Oh yeah, it's undead. It doesn't have fatigue. My bad.
But it does have this.
Yes. What?
All right.
A 2. It rolled a 2.
As it rears its head back, you don't have any more attack. Shoot. As it rears its head back, it its neck sort of cranes up. It misplaces you, and as it comes down, its horns sort of crack to the ground to either side of you, completely missing. And now it's Farron's turn. Farron can do something now.
Yeah. Buy something that's going to be like kind of try and get a better angle. Like kind of just like, I guess.
Float over there.
A better angle to include Genus in the attack.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do it. Murder her.
Everybody wants to shoot at things as Genus. She hasn't stolen from anyone yet.
It's going to use his testy short
Ooh.
move, open roll.
Pandemonium.
Guess who's doing a critical this turn?
Yes.
No doubt.
You can't. Can you aim that at the head? Whoa.
No.
I don't think so.
I think we established that you did because it wasn't a spell last time.
It's a range. It's a natural ranged attack.
Yeah, so you could aim it for -60.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Which would negate effectively the armor. Is this your automatic critical one? Is that right wing?
No, this is left wing. Yeah.
Okay.
Right wing is the one that causes fear.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is 260 no armor, 240% damage,
And lots of flames.
and lots of flames.
Yes.
What's the base damage? Is this 100?
Yeah, 100, so 240.
240. All right. You shift over just a little bit. Everybody sort of sees their shadows moving along the ground in an eerie way as Farron floats north in the tunnel, levels its left wing at the monster, and fires an incredible burst of fiery energy. Its head was already sort of bowed, trying to strike Xemnas, and this gout of fire just sinks straight into the back of its neck, into that soft sinew there, not guarded by any metal or anything at all. And though it like jerks back, Xemnas, you can see as it like stumbles over here that its skull is now hanging off of its head. and slowly it just sort of crumples against this wall, dislodging some stone, and is done.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
What was the joke we made last time about like horrible things happening?
No idea.
I don't remember.
Darn it.
But damn it. I was gonna like full on use like not everything that I have because I'm still saving that one thing Able B.
Yeah.
But I was
special
gonna
thing.
use my rage blood to just fucking RKO it.
Yes.
I was
Give me
literally
the
gonna kill it by trapping it.
You could have done. Oh, with your strength increase, you could have done a crushing maneuver. That's unfortunate that didn't get to happen.
Oh, that's a
Crushing
maneuver.
maneuvers are the most deadly thing for a high
That's a
strength character.
maneuver. What is that? Sounds insane.
It's in the
maneuver?
GM's toolkit. It details exactly how you can it's basically like strangling someone is how you say it. Choking them. And it can be pretty good depending on your build. I'm going to it right now. Crush. If the character has been able to make his adversary submit to partial or total paralysis, he can attempt to use physical force to crush them. You carry this maneuver. It does not require an attack roll, but rather it's carried out by making a contested strength check. Every impact armor gives the defender a +1. The character being crushed automatically takes 10 damage for each point of difference with which he failed the check. If the difference is greater than 6, the damage is increased by 20%, by 20 per point. This check is different. Okay. If the game, it would be a complete action, meaning you could only do that active action during the turn. But the GM could allow you to perform other checks. The thing is that like it's only a useful maneuver to know if you have ridiculous amounts of strength opposed to the person that you're crushing. So, like, if you try to fight Jorl, for example, that's a good maneuver.
Yeah.
Idarid and Gabriel reappear again next to me. And Idarid turns to Yeoman and says, she's pointing to Gabriel. She's not feeling very... Oh, no, wait, no. We established at the beginning of the game that I could have cast that spell already with Avelby. So never mind, I don't need an easy on, actually. I point to Xenmus, to Ban, and I say, I can tend to his wounds if you give me just a little bit of magic. She extends her hand towards Omen.
Okay, how much do you need?
I'll tell you when. I'll tell you to stop when I have enough.
All right. Yeah. So, Omen will hold a hand out. Do that.
Okay. So
By
just
the way, the screen went black for me.
try to zoom out.
Yeah. It's all just darkness.
Just refresh. Did that for me last week.
Gotcha.
Something to do with the dynamic lighting.
I'm sorry. Dynamic lighting is not perfect yet.
Yeah, that's alright.
It's not your fault.
It's never been very good on Roll20. Okay. I'm just looking for my creation spells.
Okay, it's back now.
Alright, destruction magic, creation magic, healing, recuperate. Ah, here, that should be enough. Okay, no. That is 250 points of Xeon for 500 life points is a bit too much. But that's the base of this spell. So I'm gonna look for something a little bit... Healing! Base healing. How much does it have an intelligence? Yeah, 10.
Currently missing 160, by the way.
Yeah, can I take a stand, or do you give like? Does your character keep giving until 120 points of Xeon?
Like start taking over 100 from her. She's like looking at you like
Well,
annoyed / confused. Like, are you done yet? But like she doesn't like take her hand away. So yeah, you take the whole 120.
All right, and yeah, Hilarid is muttering something, a chant about healing and the passage of time, healing wounds, and you can recover 150 points, life points. Ban.
Yeah.
Is that enough
that's a
to
lot of life points.
is that enough to bring you back to being okay or not? To full life points or not?
That's good with me.
Okay.
That's...
Cool. All right. Whew. I am exhausted. So tiring being out of magic. And she retreats back into Jorul's body. And Gabriel is going to stay out and spend a little bit of time healing everybody's fatigue.
I do need that.
Okay.
Alright. To spend a decent amount of time regenerating your...
Speaking of which, I wonder.
Okay, so...
Genus, being Genus, actually, Haru uses her fatigue. Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to take time. Wait, 30 potential? Oh yeah, I've got to take off that minus 80 penalty to all of my actions now that I'm not tired anymore. Thank God for magic. Okay. All right.
110.
So I no. Okay. Right. Okay.
Oof.
That's still good.
No, that's right. Okay. I forget. Like, fucking potential's so weird. I don't know why it's like, hey, you critically failed.
It is pretty weird, yeah.
I think someone messed up.
No.
Bad.
Okay,
There
so
we go. It's a good thing you got those points.
Okay, so I gave 4 points back to Haru, and then I gave 4 points back to Ban in total. And now I rolled a 1 again, so it's time to see how bad I failed. 56. So that brings me to
Reaching a difficult check.
I'm gonna die. Okay, so 85, which means it boosts me to 120, which means I lose 6 points of fatigues, which means I actually lose 12 points of fatigue.
Cool.
So I'm at -1 right now.
Oh, okay. Only -1?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, make a 1
Okay,
out.
hold on 1 second. So that is, and 20 points of damage. Which, okay. And yeah. What sort of check do I have to make? Physical resistance.
I believe it is physical resistance. I'm taking a quick look.
Nice. I rolled a 97. Okay, I might not
Okay.
die.
It is actually a psychic resistance.
No!
So it will be higher. No, go ahead. That's your science.
No,
Your
my
science.
my psychic resistance is actually. Oh, hold on 1 second. Where did? Did that come from? Okay, never mind. Yeah, my psychic resistance is. Hold on, wait. Yeah, my psychic resistance is actually 20 points lower, so it's 162. Yes.
Phew. That is still fine. You completely passed check against psychic brain explosion.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
But I'm back to nose bleeding and bleeding from my ears, and she's also going to disappear back into Joral's body. They're both out of energy, so they won't be able
It's
to
just
help
the
as
old
much.
man now.
It's just the old man who only chants during the battles.
Oh, I do have a question.
Yes.
How long has it been since we entered here?
How long been since we entered? Only like maybe 2 hours.
Oh shit, Jesus. Okay. Okay.
So
'Cause I regained key hella fast, so that's
I
amazing.
forgot.
you gotta keep us posted on the passage of time. Has it been half a day since we began the adventure?
You can count it as that now, because no matter where you go down this tunnel, it'll be about that.
Okay, so we regain like half of our daily magic regeneration, right?
Yes, go ahead.
So that is 80 points for me.
I'm just gonna count it as I was at full key before the fight, and then I just used it. So I'll have to still regain.
Thank you.
That sounds fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I regain 1 key every 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, GM, just let us know whenever another hour passes, because that's going to influence how quickly Gabriel is back on her feet.
Yes, I'll do that with the rest. Actually, she can gain up 2 points of fatigue right now because of whichever way you move.
Because of what?
Whichever way you move next, you'll gain 2 fatigue.
Okay, cool. Okay, I see. We keep going along that. Joral is gonna have a look at the creature and start observing it a little bit more. Is its armor made out of the same black metal as the strings inside of the Slayer's body?
Yes, it is made of relatively the same material. It's definitely forged into a different shape. You can actually get like a good look at the strands as like the fire has sort of melted the solid part of the armor and exposed like this almost like fleshy wiring underneath.
Very fascinating.
How heavy is it?
Try to pick it up, find out.
I try.
Okay, what's your strength? And you can roll feats of strength.
9.
Your strength is 9. All right.
Yep. Should I use fatigue?
The fatigue machine is broken.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm back to not giving any fatigue to anyone.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
you should still have surplus.
You go over there and you kneel a little bit. You try to like get your hands in a position. You go and start lifting, and you find that like on top of it being an awkward thing to lift, you can sort of roll it, but you can't quite get the entire thing to rise off of the ground. It's just a little too heavy.
Okay.
is the armor magical in any way? Do you want me to roll?
Please roll some occult.
Okay, occult. All right. It's not. It has nothing to do with religion.
Does not.
294.
I figured you would get something so high. I just want to hear. The armor itself is magical only in the way that it technically counts part of this necromantic creature's body.
Mm-hmm.
So it is animated by the same magic, the same unpleasant energy that animates the bones and the flesh. It itself is not any artifact of note.
Okay. It's not. It's only material that is subject to magic, not something that is inherently magical.
Yes.
Cool.
In fact, now that the creature is dead, it's not magical at all.
Okay.
It is very nice, though. If you pulled it all from this thing's body and forged it down, you could probably make some.
I could probably make what?
Something cool if you forged something with all this metal. Also, we might get a visitor soon.
I don't have any points in forge, but yeah.
I was just saying.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
When I return from my inspection, I say this is worrisome. That's another design from the Necronomicon. It's farther down from what I know. It seems that whoever is doing those experiments has not only tested a lot of different creatures, but is also going. But is also modifying them. We might have to face against more dangerous creatures in the future. The things like Raziels or Necrogolems, and even some of the West designs like Ragnarok. It's terrifying things, but we have to keep pushing. We have to find out what's happening.
Hello.
So do we just keep walking?
Everybody recovered all their stuff that they want to recover?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, sure.
Can I do that though?
Yes.
Awesome.
Do we see
so
what you're
Dan
doing?
pretty much-
Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to like make note if it was stealthy or not. I didn't want to say anything. Go ahead.
God no. Ban's not stealthy. The fuck?
It would be really weird if he couldn't do that stealthily.
Ban's just like fucking 300 in stealth, peeking out stealth Haru for some reason. That'd be amazing.
That would be nuts.
But Saban lifts up the creature's
Speaking of
head.
Haru.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Lifts up the creature's head by its horns, and then just lays his hand on the neck before swiftly doing one cut through the whole entire neck, cutting off the head.
The neck was already hanging by a few strands, but some of those strands were made of metal, and you can still slice through that with your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you now have a gross hunter head.
Yes.
Add that to your inventory, please.
What are these things called again?
Hunters. Or type 8s?
think
These
fives.
are type 12s.
12s. The type 5s are the bone growing skeletons, I think.
Oh right, yeah. It's I'm after like calling Farron back and hiding her again. Turns to you and says, "I didn't understand about. Are we going to see more of these things down the tunnel? Is what you're saying?"
I don't know, but that's already 2 different designs that we've seen from the Necronomicon, and that coffin back there that we didn't open might have been holding some other experiment. I'm saying there's a possibility we might come across more dangerous things.
Okay, so if you're saying there was something in the coffin, maybe we should have taken that.
Oh, what was in the coffin was probably an experiment.
That's what I'm saying.
Very
Exactly.
But damaging or changing the coffin in any way might have been, well, dangerous. It might have awoken whatever was inside.
Uh, odds 2 to 1. It was probably some new type of experiment that was way different from everything else that we were facing.
Yes.
Yeah, likely.
So we're gonna let that thing stay where it is, but this thing we had to kill.
Well, I mean, it did come charging at us. There's a difference.
Yes, and with
fast.
that we shouldn't just forget about the coffin. We should go back there when we're not dealing with the matter of stopping the invasion upstairs.
Invasion
think-
of stairs?
Sense.
The zombies that are pouring through the city of Santa Terra.
You said stairs, though.
I said upstairs.
Yeah. I agree. That is
Wait,
our
out
main-
of character, did you seriously guys just take an hour to, like, kill the thing that was already almost dead and then, like, stand around talking about it?
Yeah.
No, we
Well,
waited
waiting
a
like
little bit
20
of that.
25 minutes, more like half an hour.
Okay.
Because Anima.
Okay, let's keep going
By
down
the
the
way,
tunnel.
All right,
quick
you continue down
how
this
long
tunnel.
the horn-
You'll continue down the tunnel you were in.
Yep.
All
How
right.
long are the horns on the creature?
Oh yes. I'm sorry. It's size 4, so it's big. Each one is a little over 2 feet long.
Holy shit.
Which actually looks kind of not too huge on its body. All right. So you move over. This entire area is one line. Whoops. That's okay.
What is
Moving
one
down.
line?
This. Oh, did
I
I
don't-
move over to you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, I didn't do it. I pushed the wrong button. There we go. That is all one line.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
As you're moving down this trail, on your right, the stone wall soon opens up into a wide platform, larger than any of the others you'd seen in the residences or over the initial lab. And above the massive steel doors at the very front are the symbols for Lab 03. You notice, as you come up to this platform, that the floor seems like a lot less, a lot more like cleaned up. Like there's even like a trash bin, like an area for papers and other things in the corner. There's 2 doors in the front. There's one that's the big steel door, and then to the left there's actually like this smaller one-person door, which from just a casual glance actually seems to be heavily reinforced, like bunkered in concrete instead of just laid into the wall.
Okay.
There are a pair of Lampyridae lights sort of looming over the entire thing, allowing you to see everything, but all doors are closed.
Mm-hmm. And it's like closed and locked.
Closed. Well, if you want to go and test both, you walk up. The main 2 doors seem to like click. You can open them.
Mm-hmm.
The door on the one that's bunkered, you try to open it, and it is completely solid. Locked. It's not opening for you. However,
we would try to break it down.
as you march over, considering the idea, I want you to make a key detection roll.
Let me see. Key detection. Alright.
Awesome. That is
230
better
with
than
Erudition. Erudition.
All right. The waves of that very brief. You can definitely notice this, Droll, and probably Omen as well. As you get down this path a little bit, the waves seem to come from north of you instead of west, and they're coming in a little bit more frequency. It might be like every 3 minutes, like a little less than a minute is visible, is like open, and you can sense things through it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of become reasonable that you're preparing for the times, and you're sort of like looking whenever you can. And as Zemnis gets to this door, another falter in the obscuration happens or comes through, and you immediately sense that there is somebody living somewhere beyond these doors, like a little over 70 feet beyond these doors. From what you can tell, the individual is female. They seem to be hunched over, moving around a small area somewhere further behind these doors.
But did the shockwave come from that area? Like, did it frequent?
It's not shockwaves. It's waves of being able to detect things, being able to detect magic within the underground complex, or it being completely obscured. So it's during a moment when we are able to detect things that you perceive this. But I don't think you detect. I don't think you're able to detect that this occultation of magic is happening, but you can detect that you can detect that there is that there is life. You just don't feel the thing that you described as a shockwave.
Well, he can get like a very light sense of that, because frequently, Zemnis is able to feel the energy of people on land above him during those open points. But most of the time, it's just sort of, they just vanish. And that might have been kind of spooky the first time as well, as all of a sudden, everybody above you's just gone. But they come back shortly after.
Do you want me to roll an attack on the door? Because I'm kicking that shit down.
We have somebody who can open doors with us discreetly, and you see that then you sense there's somebody on the other side of the door, but you're still gonna kick it.
Yeah, well, they're 70 feet away, so I mean, they're okay.
They're a little distant,
So should I roll a notice or a search to see what I can do to open this door, or what? I don't know.
It would just be locked.
I'm looking to open.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought there was like multiple doors.
Well, the right door, the main door in the center is open. It's just this like hyper security door that is.
I'm thinking that if there are undead monsters in this area, it means that on the other side of the secured lock is where there aren't supposed to be any monsters, and we might be able to find people. So
too late.
Wait, you're going through the big door?
Oh, I'm going through the door with the person.
All right.
He's kicking down the door.
I sense the person. I instantly just like look, kick it down.
I will say that the area the person is in behind the door is a little bit more general, and the doors aren't so far apart that you are sure that they're behind this door or the other one.
Okay, but still, I'm kicking down the door that's gonna take me to them.
Okay.
Close.
Impulsive kick down the door. That was an attack roll. What's your damage?
70.
70. All right. I'm just going to ask you to roll me 5d10. Or 5d100. Sorry, 5d100.
Do you want to get blasted by magic or stabbed by a lot of knives from traps? Because this is how you do that.
Roll a d100 for your fumble there.
There aren't as many traps in Anima as there are in Dungeons and Dragons, unless the GM is feeling particularly vicious today.
true.
Well,
But
I never mind.
But it's also banned going through the door, which is the most important part.
Still, he could get him. Still, he could get like stabbed through the joints and not move as well. So well to shield us with his meat body.
Uh, you strike, and every time you strike this door, it like dents a little bit where you hit it. Your attacks are usually made using the sides of your hands actually. So you actually see like gouges in the middle of this door as he continues to strike it. And there's one point where you like twist your hand a little bit and you sort of like crack your fingers, but you don't let anyone know that you going. And after about 15 to 20 seconds of loud banging, the door sort of the bottom half of it just sort of collapses. The top half you can like tear off if you try really hard.
Oh
And
yeah.
you are admitted into a small but actually rather cramped area. However, after all of this banging, you can sense that the individual beyond the walls looks towards the source of the banging, gathers something in their hand, and very quickly begins to move away. Just about as your window of vision fades and you can no longer sense beyond the walls. The room
They're
you walk
trying
into,
to run. And I'm going to go to where the last ping that I got was.
well, you actually enter this room. It's like covered in a number of metal tables. There seems to be an unusual number of metal cases on them, and within it you also find, um, oddly enough, there are a number of these long swords that seem to be lined against that table. And within the case, Jorel, you can sense lightly, and Owen, sorry, Owen, there's something magical inside. And there are a number of these. You, as
magical
Zemnis,
swords, you mean?
the swords are lightly enchanted, but there's something slightly more magical in this metal case that's sitting on the table, and there are a number of those cases in this room.
I'm tempted to open it, but I'm more tempted to let somebody else open it for me.
Well, we're going to go to
fully
Zemnis right
standing.
now. Zemnis, you enter this room. There is no door in the direction of the person. Instead, there is an open way to the left. You enter that room. It seems to be an area with several, there is like a room further in the back that's also open where you can actually see like beds, like sort of military-esque beds. There are a number of tables in this room. You go right around the corner again. There is a open doorway to a small room where there is like actually a couple of uniforms hanging on the wall, and another doorway for you to punch through.
Awesome.
So this looks more like a barrack for soldiers, right?
This does. This looks more like you would definitely acquaint it to that. This looks like a place where people, mortal combatants or security would stay.
Do we see any feasts?
Feasts?
Oh yeah,
Um,
the
Are you
armors.
talking about the armor?
Yeah,
No.
I am.
How if I may ask, how fast is the other person? Because I have 10 movement, if that matters at all.
Well, you didn't really get a great view of how fast they could go, especially because they were kind of laden with materials. However, you made it to this door very quick. There is light in this room. You don't need to have a torch held in front of you.
Okay.
And you arrive at this door, and you can begin wailing on it if you want.
Yes.
Okay. Strike! Your base damage is 70.
Yeah.
You actually recoil a little bit as your hand strikes a surface far more solid than the last one.
I can punch, what's it called, though?
Yes.
President's Extrusion. So I should be able to break it, I believe.
That is usually the case.
Oh.
If given enough time. Unless it's enchanted and then can, like, resist better.
I sigh and walk over and try to like.
Give me
Well, I
luck.
probably can't push him out of the way, but like, I
Probably
push
not.
on his arm and said, get out of the way," and I take a look at the door and I see if my danger sense is going off.
You don't sense any danger from the door immediately. It does look kind of imposing. Like this door and the one that Ben chopped through are several inches thick.
Okay, do I see a way to unlock it?
You do.
Okay.
It's not any keyhole like you've ever seen, but there is just a perfectly round hole where there ought to be, or directly above the doorknob.
Okay, so
Or
do
the
I
left
just?
before the door.
All right, so do I just roll what you call it, lock picking?
Yep, go right ahead.
And how much fatigue can I put into lock picking since it's dex again? Just 2?
Technically 5.
You can go up to 3.
Be careful, the fatigue machine is broken.
Okay. So I'm still down to.
No,
I bumped you up. You should be up by 4.
yeah, because I was able to give you 4 back before I critted again.
Okay. I was up to 11 for some. Yeah, I'm back up. I'll put in 3 and see how that goes. Wait, input modifier. Just that. Whatever. Let's see.
Omen, are you just following and looking around?
Stance?
Yeah. No, I'm
Oh, cool.
looking
I didn't
at
use
the
any-
cases on the table.
I didn't use any fatigue because it only asked for modifiers. So I just straight rolled.
Do you want your
open
plus
rolled.
30 to that?
Is it
What?
subterfuge?
You get to roll another D100 plus 150. And
What?
if you want to... Whoa!
What?
Oh.
I was
Sure.
saying you get to open roll, and I mean, he just open rolled for you if you'd like.
Well, I just rolled 150, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you roll over a 90, you get to roll again and add that to your total.
Oh, okay.
And it shows it
Yeah,
to you
but-
by being green. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
No, you faded out, so I didn't catch what you said. All right, so 269.
Yes. Do you want to keep Joral's roll?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You have never experienced a lock like this. You actually detect that you can't really see how a key could be made for this. But
What the fuck is this thing?
like there seem to be a number of like sliding plates inside this lock that are just baffling to you. Except for the
Fucking
fact
magic.
that with just curving it a little bit, you catch on like this faintest nook in one of the plates, sliding it backwards. Another pick is used to pull another plate backwards. You're eventually getting the hang of this before the door cracks open.
Fucking
It
magic.
took you
users.
a
Huh?
little bit longer than it took Bond to break down the door before, but the door slides open.
I'm bursting down, and I'm trying to use a key sense.
All right. You enter into this room. There's a very short hallway before you emerge into a wider room. Look to the right and see the door that you cracked open before, the double doors right over there.
Mm-hmm.
Then to the left is a long hallway. That is the way you're going. I'll just describe the way you go down that hallway, if that's okay.
So what you're saying is it would have been shorter to go through the other doors.
It would have been, to get here, both of these doors were locked. You wouldn't have been able to access that room without unlocking them. But,
Ugh.
yes, you could have walked around and gone through the other way. So, Ban,
This is
should I
all bad.
describe-
This is all Ban's fault.
It
You
is.
want to go down this hallway?
You actually took more time than I did on a door.
Yeah, but how long would it have taken? Yeah, but it looked like you were gonna take even longer on this one than the other one.
Yeah, who knows?
Stop bickering and let's go.
Okay.
Is there?
Come on, I'm looking at these cases.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Make a magic appraisal on these cases.
I actually wanted to stay back if there was going to be much more running.
Well, you guys are looking at these cases, and you can hear the creak of the door opening, and then Ban throwing it open and dashing out. So if you want to stay here and look at these cases, it's up to you. You can get this magic appraisal in. That's pretty darn good.
All right. I said, don't kill anyone. Bring if you find somebody, bring them back so that we can ask questions.
I sigh and sprint after Ben. I'm on it, so he doesn't do anything stupid.
In that case,
Okay, good.
looking at these cases, you can kind of narrow the sense of where this magical presence is coming from within the case. There is a long object on one side that is magical. However, it seems that there are numerous long needle-like objects within the case that are specifically the more enchanted.
Needle-like, huh?
Yes. And you can sense that whatever they are enchanted with is vaguely necrotic.
Huh.
Okay, so there's like a needle thing. Can I open it up?
Go ahead if you want to. Do you want to open it up?
It's steroids
Yeah.
for zombies.
All right, the one on the table is actually like they're all have numerous latches on them. However, this one is you just have to flip them all and get through. You pop it open, and inside is a sleek black crossbow with 10 bolts.
Ooh.
And the bolts are enchanted.
Mm-hmm.
The black crossbow is obviously high quality. You don't know how anyone could have forged this with just a hammer. Or the metal parts of this with just a hammer.
Okay, so I rolled 278 to know if I've seen those bolts before. Are they restraining bolts?
They are not. And with Idarid and him both telling you that these are necromantic bolts, you think are these? You come to the conclusion that these are actually charged with a specifically anti-undead energy, and they cancel out that energy that animates undead wherever they strike.
Okay, that's really interesting. How many boxes are there?
There are 5 boxes in total, including this one.
Okay. So 15.
For some strange reason, you hear in the back of your mind Genus's voice. Mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we should show Genus see how much he's worth.
Absolutely.
AKA, you'll never see them again.
Yeah.
Well, she could not hide all 5 crossbows, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crossbows are all high quality, which means each of them can fetch an extremely good price. But I want the bolts so that I can enchant them to be something else. So it's the necromancy spell to kill undead, right?
Essentially, it actually because using that spell would be a different than firing the bolt. It is a slightly homeworld power, but it is that and actually a little bit more power points used than would be for the spell.
Okay. I'll if you don't have the math, I'll do the math to figure out how much PP power points are in these. Yeah, I'll let you do whatever.
How much time has gone by the way?
Just a couple, like maybe a minute or less while they're talking about this.
Since our battle.
Since our battle, yes. An hour. That's what I was saying. So that Gabriel has recovered 2 points of fatigue. You've recovered an hour's with the key.
Yep. Which is a shitload.
Yes, tons of key. All your key.
Good.
Awesome. So use detection in order to try to find the person again.
You can make another detection roll if you like. Now that you are searching actively. You narrow your eyes, stretching out the senses of your soul, but you can't pinpoint where they are right now. And since you guys have looked over these artifacts, and we're going to jump back, I'll get those points to you. I'm looking at those right now. But we're going to join Ban and Genus as they rush down this hallway. As soon as you move down the hallway, a casual glance left and right will reveal other rooms like the one that you entered, coming through that hole. Two sectioned rooms, one which is hidden behind a screen of glass, and another one which is, well, in this case, thankfully, not full of undead, or in a few cases, full of just a handful of walking corpses.
Zombies. Why'd it have to be zombies?
They
Gina
still
says that she glances at a couple of the rooms.
And they're well lit, so it's almost eerie how these dilapidated gaunt bodies are moving around aimlessly just past this glass. 2 layers of glass. As you're moving down this hallway, the area opens up, and there is in front of you another large double doorway and 2 pathways to the right and left. You know that the person was moving to the right, but back then they weren't this far away. So unless they're hiding in one of these rooms, they've gone down one of these 3 paths.
Can I do a notice or a search for any clues about where they might have gone?
That would be track.
That would be track.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything invested in track. Sorry.
There's a
Could I try another key detection now that I'm at a crossroads?
You can try the key detection at the crossroads, yeah.
Even if you don't have points in track, it's still you might still be able to open roll. So it's still always useful to try those.
All right, I'll give it a try then.
All right, roll track.
Ooh!
You open roll. Oh my gosh!
See?
I'm having a good day today. I hold up a finger to Ben to tell him to be quiet and don't move as I tilt my head slightly to listen and stuff, and look around.
All right, you're moving down this hallway with Ben. You notice that there are a number of chairs in the area where it opens up wide. You notice that all of them are perfectly pushed in neatly except for one. You check the doorknob on the door in front of you. There's no recent mark of the heat that comes off of a human hand, no fingerprints. Your best estimation is that they went right.
Okay, yeah. I tap Ben on the shoulder and I point to the right. Before hurrying in that direction.
Alright, same.
Alright. Moved on to the right. Another doorway. This one unlocked. You pull it open and you find yourself in something similar to where those residences were. There's like a good few feet of earth, like 10 to 13 feet of earth separating this section from the rest. But as you sort of enter, you wind up in this area, which is sort of like a wide round corridor with a number of rooms on the inside. And this one could fit maybe 8 people if there was one to every room. But you do immediately notice that there is no other exit but the one in which you entered.
I look at Ben. I look to Ben and say, block the doorway. Grapple anyone that tries to get by.
You stay here. I'm better.
Bon, you literally fill up the doorway. And also my internet faded out for most of that explanation. Is there anything else in the area?
This place actually seems like eerily well decorated. It's almost as though you walked out of that very like clean clinical area straight into somebody's home.
Ooh, stealing time. Anyway, I look to Ben and say, but I don't say that out loud. I look to Ben and say, look, you can grapple, right? I mean, you're not supposed to kill the person we're trying to capture, right? So stand in front of the door, since this is the only way out, and grapple anyone if I flush them out.
Yeah, and I wait for you to be killed in a fight.
Please. Look at me. I have no armor and I haven't gotten a scratch on me. I'm pretty good at not getting killed. I say as I walk for deeper into the room, looking around.
I should have.
I take all of the hits.
Remember, I think I mentioned when you're not within my sight, my shield that I have on you doesn't work very well.
That's very cool.
That's fine. I don't plan to open out attack. This person's just If this person wanted to attack us, they would have set up a trap or something already. At most, if they're surprised, they'll probably just try and stab me and fail. So, worst comes to worst, I might get a shiv. I might get a shiv in the side if they manage to roll high enough. So, otherwise, otherwise, if they were going to attack us, they would have released the zombies back there.
Quick check, Omen and Jorel, did you move after them after that, or are you still just looking through all this stuff?
Stuff.
I think I'd have
staying
to.
there.
You're staying there?
I don't know
Okay.
what Troll's doing. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that I'm worried about them, but I'm gonna let. But I'm gonna like just.
Trust them to be okay.
Yeah.
They're
Pretty much.
capable individuals.
If they call for us, we'll come and help.
Yeah. All right. So you do peruse. You gather all the things into like you can try to gather them into the most transportable, or you're gonna probably have to divide them or just stow them maybe until you can get a better way of transporting them. Perusing around, you can pick up the swords. They're also of quality. There you actually find.
Strangely enough, you hear that little voice that sounds like Genus's voice in the back of your head saying "mine" when it comes to the swords.
And are you searching? Are you just taking a look around the area?
Yeah. Just if there's anything else around, then
You, as you go towards the door they
search.
left, you actually see, just behind the uniforms is also a tower shield. But in lieu of that, we're going to return. There's two ways around these rooms. You want to go right or left, Haru?
2 ways around the rooms. Why? What's in front of me?
What the in front of you is sort of like this little lobby area where like a communal area where people could sit and talk and discuss. And then there are 2 hallways where the rooms are right and left, directly in front of you.
2 hallways, right and left. Does my danger sense go off in either direction?
You peek down one. No. You peek down going from right to left. No.
Okay,
they both look a little bit uncomfortable in the sense that they are extremely uniform. Despite there being like a nice red rolling carpet going from one side to the other of the hallway, and little happy pictures in some parts, which could fetch a price as well.
I'll deal with those in a bit. In the meantime, can I stealth to make sure my movements are very soft or not hurt at all? For element of surprise.
I'm sorry, one more time. And,
can I stealth to make my movements hard to hear, if at all?
Yes, please do. That is exactly what that skill is used for. And also, Ben, that starting fish proficiency actually is used to half the cost of your first martial art, which I would definitely advise doing for you. You don't get both the proficiency and the half.
Wait, did I do that? I thought that you just got that as a thing.
No, that takes
weird.
the place of your first weapon proficiency.
Oh, that's strange. Okay.
You have to take that rather than the weapon efficiency, though.
Yeah, there's one of the other. However,
Although you can take the other if you want.
Gotcha.
Is what you're saying.
And is there a module for throwing improvised weapons?
There's a module for throwing, which I generally allow you to throw anything with.
Okay.
And then there's also improvised weapons, which allows you to hit things with them and throw things. But okay.
I just need to throw them.
Okay, just throw a roll then. 50 DP.
Yeah.
You're moving down this hallway.
Heavy.
Quiet as a mouse. If Zemnis probably wasn't looking right at you, he wouldn't know you were there. I'm sorry. Which way did you say you were going, right or left?
You always go left first.
Okay. You go down the left hallway. There's 4 doors on your right. Are you busting through or trying to crack the door open? Because if anyone's looking at that door, it's going to be impossible for you to get in without being seen.
First of all, does my danger sense go off for any of them?
No. Danger sense will generally only go off if somebody has already initiated an attack.
Okay, so let's see. So there's 4 doors. Do anyone? And I'm guessing they all look the same.
Think of it as Spider-Man's sense. He doesn't know if there's danger behind the door unless it's already coming for him.
Like if there's something
okay.
about to barrel through a door, you'd be like, "Oh God!" and dodge out of the way. But
Well, I just want to be sure because unless you really mind the DM, every time they usually forget you have something that'll make sure you don't die. So
obviously, I've already done this a couple of times. But
yeah. Anyways, no, even experienced DMs. But anyway, yeah, let's go with the left rule and start with the door farthest on the left and just go one by one until I reach the farthest one on the right. Unless I see someone or something interesting behind one of the doors.
In that case, well, you are going to see a number of interesting things.
Okay, what's in the farthest left hand? What's in the farthest left door then?
The farthest left door, you crack it open. Just take a peek inside, and you see a very quaint and like comfortable-looking bedroom. There's a wardrobe. There's a number. There's like one of those standing cupboards. There's the very nice bed. There's a desk upon which is set like a nice, very pretty kind of silvery coppery mixture of both, or like a weaving of both metals. Mirror, which is expensive.
There are so many places to hide in here. I'm gonna check the desk first.
Yes, go ahead. Check the desk first.
Yeah.
I was gonna say another thing, like books that are expensive. Go ahead and open all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check around for. Yeah, I'm gonna check around. Well, when I'm inside, I'm gonna close the door behind me, and then like check, and then I'm gonna check for all the valuables.
Okay. You notice that mirror first of all. Mirrors in this world, like books, are extremely expensive. There are a lot of villages that don't have a single actual reflective mirror. They just use like polished surfaces.
All right, so but how big is the mirror? Because I don't think I could just carry that out.
It's like it's not a standing mirror. It's like maybe a foot tall.
A foot tall,
like casually resting on the table.
Okay, I take that. Put in my bag.
Okay, you take that. You check under the desk. Is that your search check?
Oh, search check. Gotcha. Search. Could be better.
But it is a desk. Unless they are a master of body contortion and are hiding in one of these drawers, they are not here. You don't find them anywhere. You move on.
Wait, did I find anything else valuable?
Within the desk, apart from that, you find a number of notes. You find like another book. Of course, you already have the most expensive book you could find.
Well, what does the notes and books say?
The note seems to be the book seems to be a personal journal, and if you like flip through it briefly, it is akin to a diary. It's them, but it is largely related to their experiences with their coworkers and long stretches of notes about things, precise operations and surgeries.
I'll give it to the old. I'll take that and give it to the old man. What about the notes?
The notes are all exclusively about studies, and also you see some of them are printed in other hands, and you look over them, and they seem to be communications with coworkers.
Okay, I tuck those into the book, and I put the book in my bag. Anything else?
Not on this desk.
All right, what about around the room? Anything valuable in the room?
Look, I'll let you. You're using that search check to move around. You look at the wardrobe. There are a number of clothes here that are very nice. They aren't going to be near as worth as much as that mirror, but if you wanted to, you could come back in here and snag a gold or two worth of like very.
Screw that. Screw that. I stripped down because like I'm still in my crappy clothes from like after that wild party last night. Yeah. I haven't had time to shop for anything, so.
What is your size?
Yeah, I'm 5'7".
I mean, what is your size stat? 5'7" might actually be exactly what you need to be. Your size is 10. These clothes are women's clothes. If you care about that, they are also just a little bit big for you, but not so much that they are like uncomfortable. You can wear them fairly well.
Okay, so like I take a long sleeve shirt, trousers, boots, a a nice vest, a nice jacket, and then like any nice accessories like a hat or a boat or a tie or something, and I put them on. And if anything's too long, I'll just roll up the sleeves and stuff. So
Okay.
and use a belt if I need to for the pants.
Okay. So, Zemnis, you see, Genus like creep down like an expert sleuth all the way to the end of the hallway, open a door, vanish inside, and she's there for like 3 or 4 minutes. And during the time she's there, a door on the right peeks open.
Yeah.
While she's changing, the door peeks open, and with your sense, you can immediately like it sort of fills that room. You sense somebody like creeping out of the door. Their head bobs around, immediately sees you. You looking straight at them, and just kind of like slowly closes the door again, and you hear a snap as it locks.
There's no point in locking anything. I broke
And
down
like,
the metal door.
during that time, there is another one of those outages. You can sense there's somebody behind the door, and like they're standing behind the door with their back turned to it. They sort of look at their hand. They look around the room. Then they take a deep breath and unlock the door and step outside again. The person who steps outside is a woman with a. It is you wouldn't tell at the beginning. It is dark black hair. It's tied behind her head. She seems to be in professional clothing, not in any of the uniforms you saw. However, you can almost immediately tell as somebody in sort of the same profession that the outfit she's wearing is lightly armored, like just light leather, and made for maneuvering. It's not casual wear is what I'm saying, because it is there's no hanging bits. It's very efficient.
Gotcha.
She has in her hand a small crossbow. It's a little crossbow.
Good luck with that.
A teeny tiny crossbow. And she looks at you with like a very level green-eyed gaze. Her face is sort of is very like um you wouldn't just say hard to place. She's got like a very unemotional expression, like a trained face. You'd almost say she was hard to place. Like she doesn't really stand out in the crowd. Whoa! Sorry, I just watched Stan turn on the light. And she doesn't hold her crossbow aimed at you. She has it in her hand. There is a bolt in it. It is drawn. It is not aimed at you. And she looks over you for a moment. And you can actually see just a very brief look of not quite concern, but disbelief in her eyes. And she says, "Who are you with?"
I am with myself. And a party member who's apparently going through an area searching for you, but taking a while in a certain room.
All right. You can hear the door you left just a little bit cracked. You can actually hear them talking out there, Haru.
I look over at this and figure, damn. Well, anyway, does the hat I have, by the way, does the hat I pick out have a lining in it?
Like stitched in where you can just slide something into?
Yep.
No, this hat actually seems to be more of a uniform cap. You didn't really find any like wide brimmed hats, obviously, that really wouldn't work down here as there's no sunlight.
Yeah, I toss the hat aside and I leave the room and look down the hallway. Did you find her?
Also, was the door cracked open?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm typing back to you. All right. So did you emerge from that room?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now, Zemnis, make a I'd like you to make a magic resistance roll. Oh wow, okay, you make it. So the person who walks out from behind that door, you could tell after a brief moment of uncertainty, okay, this is Genus, just in completely different clothes.
You gotta love my racial ability.
That would have been scary though if you walked out of there and he was like, new person.
Fucking no, because the thing about it is, the really funny thing about it is, there's a reason why I took the skull, and it's because it's a 2 foot long horns, two of them that I can throw into people aggressively.
Oh, yeah. You can keep
So
those.
yeah,
You,
it's gonna become a weapon of mine, and that's gonna be fun.
you can enchant the skull if you want to. A skull of returning.
Oh my god! Oh no!
That would be fucking amazing. Boomerang skull.
Yes. And it's sort of shaped like that too, with the two big horns coming out.
Oh,
Anyways,
that's fucking perfect. That's
the
awesome.
the woman comes to the edge of the hallway and looks to the right, seeing Genus come to the edge of the hallway. And there's just like a moment of silence from her as she looks over you.
I'd prefer if you came with me and I didn't have to force you.
Well,
Do what you want. I mutter under my breath, and I look to the woman. Yeah, I'm keeping the clothes. If these are yours, I'm keeping the clothes. Mine are a bit not suitable, in a sense.
they're not mine.
Oh, okay then. Then it doesn't matter. Then it doesn't matter if you what you say. So, anyways, any particular reason you ran from us?
Well, I will answer any questions you have as long as you answer an equal amount of mine. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
All right, I know this. I know this game.
All right.
I ask a
Here-
question. I ask a question. You ask a question, and vice versa. And we answer him. We go on, so on and so forth.
All right.
All right.
To your question, I thought an undead aberration had somehow sensed me through the wall and was pounding down the doors to reach me.
Well, that's not
yeah.
far from the truth. That's not far from the truth.
My nickname is Undead Ban, so it's not far, but
Undead man, but something like that.
no,
all
it's
right.
like, 'cause I came home to a village with a fucking sword through my skull.
That
So
is true. They
Undead
could have
Man is
placed you
pretty-
as. It isn't far off. Maybe that's one of the names that caught on in like a couple of
Yeah.
small areas of Theon.
Yeah.
So what did you see right after that, Genus?
I said well, that's not far. That's not far from it. I said as I looked over to Ban with a smirk.
I nod and I say, my nickname is Undead Ban to some people, so. But
Yeah.
I'm still human nonetheless.
There's an immediate spark of recognition, and she's like, "You're not joking."
No, his name is Ban. He just said it.
Yeah, no, this is Ban the Unkillable. He was sightseeing in the town above before the zombie outbreak.
I nod.
Why are you in Dwanhof?
You're letting her answer too many questions.
Oh yeah, you could have turned it right there.
It is our turn to ask a question.
Mm-hmm. All right, such as, why the fuck are you guys researching zombies right under this city?
That's well, the people researching zombies right under this city. Zombies?
Yeah, the undead.
Why? If you're asking why it's happening right under the city, I assume frequent supply of bodies.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I say scratching my cheek and thinking about the bodies I probably provided.
All right, now, why are you in Dwanhof?
I'm in Dwanhelf find someone to help me.
And you came down here for looking for that.
That is correct.
Wait, too many questions.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
I believe it would be my turn.
fine, Bon, ask a question.
What part do you have down here? What is your
As a
role?
part of this operation.
Yeah. I believe that's
Well-
the gist of it.
You could potentially say I was an intern.
Oh, great.
I helped in the note keeping for senior members of the staff and did my part wherever possible. So,
Your next question.
my next question. She thinks this one over carefully. She's not moved. You're still directly in the doorway, but she has like
Mhm.
moved a little bit further away from Genus in the lobby.
Mm.
Um,
I keep an eye on her.
So, what are your goals down here? And along with that same question, I mean, are you just sightseeing, or are you here for benevolent
you could-
purposes, as would suit your history?
You could call me a hero for fun, but I'm just trying to make sure that I had to make the joke.
We basically some of your zombies got out above the surface, and we've been down here killing them off and trying to see what's going on down here.
I pull
Okay.
out the head of the creature. I had to wrestle one of these.
Oh, like you probably had it like sort of hooked to the back of your belt, so she saw something weird but didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're banned the unkillable. And she looks at Genus.
I'm just a resident here to make sure he doesn't get himself killed, because he has no idea how this town works.
The unkillable, right? And you're not employed. You weren't sent here by anyone.
That reminds me. Question: who the fuck is funding all of this?
If you give me that one, if you give me my last question, I will give you a very good answer.
All right. No. We basically all came together by chance, if you believe in that nonsense, and then we all decided to come down here together to fight zombies.
She actually like laughs and covers her mouth. That would be
We-
absolutely ridiculous if
We
Band the
came together.
Unkillable weren't here.
We came together by the most Jotaro moment ever.
What's Jotaro?
No, that was out of character. But I assume my character doesn't know what JoJo's is. I assume
No.
that this doesn't have JoJo, although that would be fucking amazing.
That would take
What?
a Zen rule of some kind.
Wait, you mean the Joestar family that lives in a city far away that is known for their key and impossible
God, am I
high
a
strength
Joestar?
abilities?
I
Oh
mean,
God,
it would
I
be
might be a
too
Joestar
No.
because I've never said
Oh,
my
no.
last name.
Have you ever
never
looked
said
at the
my
stars?
last-
Anyways,
back
let's back to the game, y'all.
Back to the game. They're called the Black Sun. Have you
Genus remembers what the old man said. Oh, god damn it! This is going to be a thing, isn't it? I've heard of the Black Sun. They're the bunch of shady ass merchants that are in all sorts of dirty dealings, right?
You could say that. Dirty dealings primarily meaning where we are right now.
I point at the girl and I said, "You're coming with me. I promise you no harm will befall you. But if you try to fight me, then it will."
He means
You
it.
un-
Well,
By the way, what are in the rest of these doors and down the hallway?
did these stalls down the hallway? Well, these were resident rooms. That's
And down, yeah,
Dr.
that's down
Upridge's room right there. That's Dr. Lukeridge's door.
down the left hallway.
Yes.
What's down the right hallway? Just the intern dorms?
No, well, mine was there, but no, they're not all interns. They just sort of recycle them as needed, and I received the room which used to belong to a higher doctor. That
Interesting. Hey, Bon, I'm gonna do a. Oh, that was nice. Anyways, Bon, I'm gonna do a quick check at the rest of the doctor's rooms because at this point, the more we bring back to Joro, the more we can probably know about the situation.
I think that
Yeah.
like
Go.
if we don't see any
Go.
danger, I think we'd end up arriving here at some point,
Yes.
right?
you guys
Okay.
will be arriving here pretty soon. I thought you were saying that to your contact, which she will quickly say. Now that you have all introduced yourselves, my name is Lilia.
Lilia?
Yes, Lilia.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10, how attractive is she?
She is. I believe she's rolled a 7.
Ooh, not bad, above average.
Yeah, she's alright.
All right.
Oh, she's as pretty as Ban is.
She's just Band's alright.
I hope she's not. I hope she doesn't have Ban's looks, because that'd be weird on a chick.
She looks like Ban. Neck up, she looks like Ban.
Oh god, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyways, Lilia, you keep talking to Ban. There's going to be an old man and a really, really edgelord chick that's about to come that'll probably catch up with us. You want to talk to the old man about the Black Sun people and what's going on here. I'm going to
What's
go
that?
look through the rest of the books. What?
She like you leave and her mouth is sort of like hanging open, and she looks to Ban and says, "What's an edgelord?"
You'll know it when you see it.
Okay.
I will look at her and I will just shake my head.
Okay. Anyways, Jorl and Omen, you're walking through. You don't see any doors open, so you can generally kind of go follow the trail based on that. No doors open in the big room you come into, though you kind of stop and see that beyond the hallway he ran into, there's actually like a dining area.
Mhm.
Like, and just beyond that, you see what would be to us is sort of like a rudimentary cafe line area, which is just ridiculous here.
Anything else that is magical in all of the rooms that we're crossing?
You're crossing
any-
during an obscured moment. When it's not obscured though, and you will have that amount of time, you get like vaguely magical senses from not the rooms that contain undead. Those obviously because there are undead there, but there's little there are some magical runes similar to the ones you saw above, but they do seem to be very different. They're not carved into stone. They're like made of metal and just like assembled there.
Mhm.
That is the most of it. You occasionally find some like magical implements, and as you get to the last door, the one where it comes to that T, there's a door in front, a hallway to the left and right. You sense like there's nothing magical in the room, but suddenly there is a brief boom of energy before everything goes dark again.
Okay.
And you
Quick-
can see that the only door opens to the right. That's probably where they went.
All right. Wait. So on the right there was a boon of magical energy.
No, and behind the door directly in front of you,
Okay.
in the T, there's a door in front, hallways to either side. Behind the door in front of you, there's a boom of energy, and then everything went black.
Okay. So that's good to know. When you say magical implements, can I just write like we have like 20 power points worth of level 1 objects?
Actually, I was going to specify that. You find 2 more of those little rods with the hooks on them.
All right. So that means 2 more. Are they charged?
They are charged. They just have 50 in them each, though.
Okay. I hand them to Omen.
Yeah. Omen gets 100.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you sure Gabriel doesn't need these?
It's been long enough since I've cast the first spells that she started regaining a little bit of power. If I need anything, I'll ask after if she needs anything. She'll ask after combat.
Well, clearly, obviously, my powers are near limitless. So if you need any, just say the word.
I know.
Put myself back up to like enough to survive one encounter.
So, do you want to head right to where you suspect they would be?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we have a clear idea of where that is.
Well, it's sort of like you just know that the only doors open is that one. That's the only way that somebody would have. You guys,
okay.
This is the smart crew right here, so I hope that's okay to assume.
Yeah.
Hey,
You-
I'm smart.
Yeah, but they're wizards. They're smart.
10 in.
You're clever. There's the difference.
Quick question: what's because it's important for amount of artifacts you can carry? What's the presence of the rods?
I believe they're the base for just the rod is 10, and then level 1 power they're 30. 30 presence.
Okay. All right. So that means
You're very infected right now,
Oh.
especially if you're holding on to those.
Yeah, with between the magical rods and the bolts, I would start having a supernatural infection and slowly dying if it wasn't for your homemade rule. So,
Like all the ones that you were like touching with your hands will probably affect you, because I imagine you probably have bags, but I
Yeah.
imagine you like hauling it all in like your robe, like folded up.
yeah.
Oh.
They're either Gabriel is going to appear and make them disappear into because she can store objects magically.
Yeah, I forgot.
She's
Oh yeah,
consumes them.
she's a literal bag of holding.
yeah, she's not
Kind of.
unlimited, but can we say she just like we had Ban take the circles of power the circles of power that were healing the undead. Can we say we had Ban like lift the stone stabs up so that we could have
the rock, I could do that if I wanted to.
yeah.
I mean,
Well-
you weren't there last session, so
Yeah,
I was there before though, and we had circles then.
Yes. Now those
Oh,
circles,
right.
you could totally do that if you want.
Okay, cool.
You would have to. It would be weird to lift them all up together. You'd have to do a lot of like precise chiseling. You could lift up the individual stones and maybe reassemble them later. However,
Yeah.
it would immediately become apparent that these metal ones are much more easy to move and are much more. They already can be lifted off of the ground. They aren't bolted to the ground. They're like 4 sections that separate and can be linked together to create that circle.
Okay, cool.
If you want to grab those.
Wait, so there's also those. What?
Yeah, there are those here, and those are more advanced.
How many are there?
There are 4. There was one for
Okay.
each major laboratory in this sector.
All right. I am going to try to find out what they do using. Since they're using runes, it should be not that hard to piece together. I'm gonna guess they're teleporters. That's just.
Oh no.
Ooh!
That's a good roll. What I was saying was that these are the same things. They are used to heal undead, but they are more advanced.
Okay.
They're obviously like more well thought out. Where those were carved just right into the stone and could not be moved, these are made to be portable and lightweight and just easier to work with.
Okay. So there is. So they're portable, but they're also like use the power at intermediate.
Yes. They, by the way, just for so you know, one of them is in the room with the zombies. We'll say if you want, you can grab Van to get that later. I'm not gonna make you fight 5
Yeah.
zombies. That'd be very easy.
All right.
Pretty much. But eventually, grabbing those 2, you reach this living area, and you see Ben, like his imposing shoulders blocking the doorway, and you immediately become aware of another person in the room. who is now like kind of leaning against the side of the couch, like half comfortable, half still like like
Wary.
looking at a crossbow, making sure everything's fine.
Well, who is this lovely person?
Someone that you'll want to speak to. She knows about the Dark Sun.
Black Sun.
Black
And
Sun.
my name is Lilia.
An odd. The Black Sun. What do they have to do with anything? With anything?
Her eyes sort of like swing around. I'm surprised more of you haven't heard of them, considering. Well,
Antique dealers, right?
antique dealers, right? Good.
So what do they have to? Why are they here, and why are you here rather? And what do they have to do with this?
Well, that's a number of questions you've just asked.
Oh, yes, we're playing a game. She gets
No,
asked.
no.
Oh, no?
We're done
We're
with
no
that
longer
game.
doing that? Fine.
No. I would like to know who you two are. She's just gesturing to Omen and Droll, but I will happily answer that question.
Very well, you first.
The Black Sun has a plethora of endeavors and interests beyond antiquing.
Ooh.
If you know much about the organization, what is this for?
No, I'm just. This isn't roleplay. I'm just saying. Oof.
Okay. Beyond antiquing. If you don't know, the Black Sun is the combined assets and contacts of two specific families, known as the Steiner family and the Delacroix family. Is that how you say that
Of
name?
course.
Steiner and Delacroix.
Well,
Delacroix.
Delacroix.
It's yeah.
Okay, Delacroix. Two families who have worked together since the dawn of their fortunes. And over a certain amount of time, they were made aware of certain forces within the world beyond the regular mortal comprehension, such as the undead. And it just so happened that one of those two families has decided to sink significant fortunes into exploring that side of the supernatural valley. And they are the ones who funded and have many close individuals, close contacts, friends working here.
I was right. They did have a big operation here.
You were tracking them down?
Oh, yes, I was, but that doesn't really matter now. What's so they funded all of this?
All of it.
That explains all of the magical items we've been finding.
well, hold on. What do antique dealers want with zombies?
Well, the being antique dealers is only their cover for dealing supernatural artifacts. That's how they make most of their money. But if on top of that they're well, oh,
If they have a force that does not truly die and can be risen at any time, and you can raise the forces of your enemies, then you're truly unstoppable.
and in finding a lot of artifacts, they might have found a partial copy of the Necronomicon and used it to raise those undead. It's a terrifying.
Did you know about that book?
Huh?
I said you know about that book too, don't you?
I've
Damn it, Avel, I can't whisper to you.
try in Discord.
/GM.
/?
Yeah. It's the one beside your right shift.
/W space GM, and then you press enter.
Oh, I was using the brackets. Okay.
Nice.
All right. She's sort of like half seated now, looking around, nodding as you will make your connections.
So this is just an attempt by people who don't understand what they're doing to gain more power.
Pardon?
Typical magic outbreak of magical problems.
Doesn't really answer why you're here, though.
Yes.
Or who you are.
What's your involvement in all of this, Lillian? Lillian is
Lilia.
Lydia. Okay.
Yes.
She's
Well?
an intern.
I'm an intern.
For Black Sun.
What do we roll to spot lies?
If you want to, I actually have a home rule for this. To spot lies, similar to like key noticing, it's the midpoint between notice and persuasion.
Okay. My
You
notice.
could totally go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second. Notice is 40. Persuasion is 94.
Oh my gosh.
So
The
that
open rolls
is-
are good today.
Yes. The overalls are good today, including for the monsters when they're making strength checks.
Yeah.
Now, I assume that your persuasion is not 60.
What? That's my notice.
Yeah,
No.
I know, but it's the midpoint between notice and persuasion.
Oh. Oh, yes, no. Oh, okay, so you're saying half it, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
My persuasion is 5, so
Okay.
it'd be like a 35, I think, something like that.
It would be a minus 25. So 201, which is still incredible. That stands. Are you going to roll as well, Joel?
No, I think Van's roll is good enough.
You
I
can
like to-
tell.
I
Oh,
like
go
to
ahead.
imagine that the way Ben did it was like he just looked at her and he's like, "You're lying."
You're lying. Or if she's telling the truth, I know.
Well, no, you can tell pretty quickly that she's lying, and that there's almost like a casualness with which she's lying that tells you that she's not entirely certain how she'd keep the ruse up anyways.
Hmm.
Well, it is interesting that you would actually lie to us during our game of truth.
Our game is over, as I have just recently stated, and given you plenty of information.
That is true, but you lied during it nonetheless.
That's right.
Yes.
You lied?
What is your true role?
I mentioned there were two families. The Steiner family and the Delacroix family. The latter of which is the half which founded this institution and continues to research necromancy and the undead and other things based almost purely in the destruction of life.
But Steiner.
I am here on behalf of the Steiner family. We have been well aware of the fact that the Delacroix family has created undead beings, and that they possess something, as Jorl said, though I cannot confirm that, which allows them to bend the rules of reality when it comes to such being. But we did not know about this place until just recently.
You gotta love when neither side trusts each other and they send someone to see what the other hand is doing.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty common.
It is. Despite a wonderful working relationship for many, many years, I will not speculate. We are sure that they know that we are wary, just as we know what they have done. But this is a brand new scale, even for us. And I want it to be known that yes, I am with the Black Sun,
But not with this.
but this is not my doing. And
Surely
if I can
they.
escape this city.
Surely the Steiner family would have sent someone important to them to check on this. Are you a member of the Steiner family?
I'm not a member. I'm not. I have no blood relation. But
Is she lying?
my do your insight check.
Okay, so give me 1 second.
I'll complete that while you guys are
135
It's,
stats.
oh wait, I would actually reach
135. That is
30. I think.
68. Okay, 137. To
I'm not a part of the family, she says, but she says I have served. My family has served theirs, just a minor subset, for quite some time. And you may or may not decide to call me important, but I like to consider myself a inexpendable agent.
How tall is she?
She is taller. She's not taller than you. She's kind of tall for a lady. She's about 6 foot.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if there's internal conflict. Your organization is responsible for all of the deaths that is happening upstairs, and we are going to bring them, or at least I'm going to bring them down. If you
137 is your roll, right?
Yeah. If you want to, don't stand in our way.
Oh my God, Lily! This chick is Impa from Ocarina of Time.
Lilia is Impa from Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
She's not. Well, if she had white hair like Ban, if we went with that reality, then yes. But she does not.
Well, as far as the role goes, I mean, like, she's basically Impa.
Maybe. She had been like slowly warming up a little bit. She had like a small smile as she was discussing this with you, and that quickly goes away.
Why?
I am pissed at those people. I'm really pissed at the entire Black Sun, and I'm making it known that if she stands with them, we're not going to be friends.
She looks at you for a moment, and like her eyes sort of narrow, and then she says, "Understood."
Yeah.
Well, either way, if you want to bring down the Black Sun, I'm still of the belief that we might do better helping one another.
I hold out my hand and say that, well, you're getting out of here no matter what.
Yes.
You are a fairly innocent person. But if you dare try anything, then I will put you down into the ground quicker than you can blink.
She smiles and like lifts her crossbow and says, "I wouldn't say innocent, but
That is why
if I give you my word, I'll keep it." Haru, Genus, make an appraisal check.
Yeah. Okay, let me find it in a sec. Okay.
Okay. That's not really good. But like when she lifts the little crossbow, you look at that, and for the first
didn't you read my things?
In Discord or
no, in the D20 chat.
Yeah,
the D20 chat. Yes.
Yeah, I whispered to you.
I saw the second one. Oh, okay. So the first one got zoomed away. I don't have a very big screen.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, you've been gathering for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And
God damn it. Okay.
This is going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
Is that if you return or as you're moving around, you just casually glance over at the group and you see her lift this miniature crossbow.
Yeah.
And you don't know, maybe it's like the excitement of seeing it, maybe it's like the shock of seeing it, but your first thought is, that's a dinky little thing. And then as you look at it more, you realize that's probably the most expensive object you've seen yet. The very fine gears and mechanics that go into creating such like a small but powerful crossbow are extremely expensive.
Also,
pricey.
we found this for you. I give you one of the big crossbows that we found,
This is also really expensive.
but it's bigger.
But it's bigger and less expensive.
The bolts can kill undead much more easily than most bolts, but it's going to. But once we're done here with all of these undead, I can do something even better with those. So try to.
The thing, yeah, my internet faded out really bad that time. So, do I do a new appraisal check for the crossbow?
No.
Okay.
That appraisal check works. You know it's worth a lot. Your dollar signs go up to 1,000, and then you get an error, and you can't tell how many more gold coins it could be worth.
Nice.
Um.
Anyways, I go over to the lady and said, "That's a very nice crossbow you have there."
Thank you. I was trying to make a point with it.
Point made indeed. So, how does one go about getting such a fine piece of equipment?
Work for one of the wealthiest organizations in the world.
Damn. Too much
Or
politics. Too much politics in that.
or murder somebody who works for one of the biggest organizations in the world.
As much as I do not belittle your threat, but I believe that if you want to get out of here and bring down the organization as a whole, you may need a little bit of my help.
Okay.
That
So,
way-
Alvin,
Suspicious eyes.
when that is said, you guys feel something in the room, just a burst of energy.
I did want her to shake your hand, Ben. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I will shake your hand, but no. When that is said, you guys actually feel something like burst from Ban. I'm
There's a
expending.
sudden
yeah.
electricity in the room. What is it?
Oh god.
Either the Pillarman theme or the DBZ theme when the power up happens.
Jesus. No, it's got to be JoJo's.
Anyway.
JoJo.
Anyways,
Why?
there's
Huh?
a bu-
Because power just exploded from him, and his impressiveness just went up.
In character, I'm asking
Pushing
why.
pushing P out, so that nobody knows to fuck with the girl.
What? That's an intimidate check, Ben. That Omen.
Am I gonna get any bonuses?
rolling
from
against
spending
Omen?
P?
Oh
Wow.
no, I thought Omen was saying something and got cut off.
Oh,
Yeah, I was asking in character why he's doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it's an intimidate check. Then you can ask that question. What's your no bonuses? For like social abilities on other players, I like to encourage players to be affected if it makes reason for them to be effective. I generally don't force that too much.
yeah. That's not very.
All of you
intimate.
know that Ban could probably kill you if you just like in a one-on-one, especially in this enclosed area.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Omen. Omen doesn't know. Omen probably doesn't care. That's the one person who I would say probably doesn't think so at all.
Yeah, I just raise a brow at this and say whatever, because I have composure too.
Composure. Yes, you do. You may roll that if you'd like.
Okay, let me check. Let's see what my composure.
roll that one.
That one.
Now where the fuck is my composure?
Vigor.
What?
It's
Liquor?
in vigor. It's under intellectual skills.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay. There it is. Okay. And I have a 10 in it. 102.
Did you put any points in the base?
Yeah, I
Yes,
got a
you did.
10. Yeah, I got a 10 in the composure for a total of 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
so-
is yes, you are composed.
Yeah, you rolled high.
I just keep my arms crossed and raise a brow at Bon and says, John, dude, do you ever chill? And I say before basically ignoring him and looking to Joro. By the way, I went through a bunch of doctors' rooms and I found some stuff. I say as I take the book out of my bag with the with that's the personal diary and the notes and everything, and anything else I may have found, and hand it over to Jorl concerning that, and then anything with the Black Sun, concerning the Black Sun people.
All right.
By the way, I am
Huh.
going to send you the stuff that you got in those rooms.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I figured you'd have more use looking over this stuff than I would.
I will definitely have a use for that. I'm gonna like sift through the papers, look and see if there's anything that I think would be important, and if there isn't anything, and if it's not like urgent but more like experiment reports and stuff like this, then Gabriel is just going to like absorb it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're looking through, and you do see there are a bunch of interesting, very thrilling ideas for the advancement of necromantic science. Though I would like you to make a quick search check. Just as you're spinning through.
It's based on sight, isn't it?
It is based on sight, but as I said, I always say nearsighted means you can see things that you are reading, just you can't see things that are distant.
Yeah, like,
So as long as you have it in front of you, I generally allow that.
yeah, with your nose touching.
Yes, touch it with your nose.
So I don't have the nearsighted penalty here.
That is what I believe. That is what I say.
Okay. All right. So 140.
140. That is really good. Open rolls are good tonight.
Yep.
You're parsing through really quickly. You flip a page, scan it from start to end, move a couple pages more, and you get clips of sort of what they call the menial tasks, which are like the reproduction of various necromantic beings. However, there's a whole quarter.
Reproduction
novel.
as in they fuck, or
What?
No. Like
Zombies
just
are
they seem to be trying to figure out ideas for some sort of automation of the making these beings, or ways to do it without expending so many resources, get the same results. It's another efficiency idea. However, the last quarter of the book seems to be like expounding on like constantly new concepts, and they seem to be really excited. And they said they were you get very quickly, as you decide to like read a little bit closer to this section, that they are supposedly working on the fourth leg of SOU. You read it as SOW at first, but you quickly figure out that those are words. An anagram is what it's called.
yeah, the fourth leg.
The fourth leg of SOU. And with that search check, looking a little deeper, you can actually go back to the very beginning, in which they mention it as the Song of Undeath.
So Ragnarok.
Yes.
Okay. I close the book and I say, change of plans. We have to run away from the city as fast as possible.
That was your first plan.
Yeah, we're reverting back to that. Everybody else.
No way in hell I'm letting all these people die.
There's a lot of people believe that the purpose of the Necronomicon was to create a god of undeath. Was to bring back. Some people even believe that it was invented by the. What are they called? By the civilizations of. Appleby, Gretma in the previous game, the frog. Do you remember what creature, what sort of creature she was?
Gretma the frog?
Yeah, Balzac. The Balzacs.
Balzac, yes. Oh, Greta. Yeah. Sorry. It might have been Gretma. I just thought it was Greta. Yes.
Greta. So this is this thing that's been mentioned here. Ragnarok is one of the strongest creations in the book, and it says here that they were working on it here. That means that thing is has the power level of a god. And if they were working on its fourth leg, it means it might be complete.
It will
Undead
be
god
question.
is more powerful as us.
Okay.
What did you
So,
say, Omen?
so I come back. So I come back from the bathroom and we're talking about gods. Lovely progression.
Yeah.
No undead god is a match for us. Besides, it's clearly not here.
Might not be awake yet.
Lily is looking back and forth between the lot of you. She do an odd look, Ben, but like a slow nod. And is that kind of common knowledge that your hair changes? That when Ban gets mad, his hair changes red.
There'd be rumors, but they would be very low key rumors. Like very few people have seen it.
She actually gives a small laugh and she's like, I honestly didn't think that was real, but I mean, understood. I take it seriously. Thank you.
I know. By the way, Ableby, if I want to do the thing to make me able to fight such a thing, would I be able to leave?
To leave, like,
To leave?
would you be able to leave without fighting it?
Yes.
You could, but it is also true that you need to help. You need to get
Yes,
as many
of
people out
course.
as you can.
Of course.
Yes.
But after that, then I'm gonna reacquire Kingdom Hearts, and then I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna beat the fuck out of this god thing.
You could do
I-
that. Yes.
I zoned. Okay, Janet's just zoned out for a bit. Wait, gods what?
God's what?
I'm gonna say fine. We'll resurface, but we're getting everyone that we can out, and then we're going after him. And I look at Jural. We're going north. Understand, everyone?
Wait, why are we going? Wait, why are we going north? And why do you think I'm coming with you?
Oh, I don't care if you come. You're on your own once we get out of these walls. But for now, I'm protecting you.
Right. So
But presumably you don't care what I do either, because I'm not leaving.
we came in those tunnels to understand what was happening and to see if there was a possibility to stop it. Apparently, the breach seems to have been an accident, according to what Lilia is saying. So that means it's there isn't whatever person is to blame is might be there, but the situation is out of their control now. There is no way of stopping the invasion of undead other than to fight it, and there's a very good chance that there is an undead god called Ragnarok, called the Song of Undeath, that is with the army of undead, and we can't face this. That's why I'm saying we have what we came in those tunnels for, unless. Unless you think we have to, I think it's better if we get out of here and get as many people out of the city as possible instead of just staying because there is a chance if we keep going in the tunnels that we'll encounter this Ragnarok before it awakens, and then we might be able to stop it. To stop its awakening.
Okay, at this point, Janet's just says shit and turns shit and then turns and runs out of the room. She's got to go see Octavia.
She's bolting all the way to Octavia. Well, here's the thing. She's fast and she has that ability.
Wait, say
Cutting out.
Say again, yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, you're actually going to run all the way to Octavia?
Yeah, unless I could get a ride at them. Unless I could steal a horse, just jump on a horse or something, or get a ride or something.
No, unfortunately, no. Fortunately, you are fast and you have used the necessary energy.
Yeah.
So let me. I don't think you'll get tired, but you can get there pretty darn fast.
Okay, yeah. I'll just sprint all the way then if that's the fastest way. And it's like, yeah, and it's Yeah, and as I yell over my shoulder, I'm gonna go see my friend Tavi. Omen knows where it is. I say, and my voice just fades in the tunnel.
Actually, as you remember, Tavi has taken shelter at the Wooden Warhound with Macklin. Am I cutting out?
No, we
No.
hear you.
No.
Okay, but,
Yeah.
So
but yes, still.
Okay.
We might not
Actually,
see her again. But like I said,
Maybe
I...
never see it again.
anyway, I can't leave here.
Well,
Why not?
I'm gonna keep looking. Well, that's for me to know.
All right.
Since I'm my own and they are
Well-
mysterious.
do you think that if we get him, whatever you want to call it, that we have a chance against this god thing?
I don't. Honestly, I don't. Even if
But we might have
hmm?
yeah, right. Like, oh, maybe if we go down there, we might actually find a person who accidentally let these things out, but at least someone who know how to stop this.
Oh, you're right.
Both.
Okay. Do we just wait for Genius to come back and search the rest of the rooms for any more for anything else that's magical that could help, or do we just go? Or do
I
we
don't know if
just...
she is coming back, so it's up to you.
Just go. Let Genus take care of her friend.
Wait, hold on. The tunnels echo really well, so we're just gonna go run to the tunnels and then just yell, "Genius, are you coming back?"
Genus, roll a notice check. By this point, you are already not super far away, but down the tunnel a good ways.
Notice.
Very difficult. You vaguely hear Gina back, like just vaguely echoing.
I skid to a shop and I skid to a stop and shout, "What?
Are you coming back?
If I can get my friend out of the city."
Oh, Lilia like peeks out too and says, "That will be a pickle."
Why?
Yes.
Well, I had hoped to let you decide on your own what it is you want to do. I don't want to coax you into anything, and obviously, if what you say is true and there is a god in the city, maybe even Bon is not going to be capable of dealing with that. No offense, Bon. I don't know. But
No,
If
I
you-
won't.
if you want to escape, I have a little bit of knowledge on the subject.
You're
We
coming
don't.
with us.
What is it you want to do?
Was
I
just
want
told
to.
Oh.
I want to escape. I want to tell the Steiner family all that has gone on here. I would like it if such an event was not spread far and wide, because I work for the Steiner family and I don't want to see them harmed.
How
But-
far north do I have to go?
North to do what? Sorry.
You know what?
Yeah, for his dragon. It's actually far to the
Oh.
west of here.
It is pretty far northwest. Let me
Like an entire
Jorl-
country away, so
Yeah.
not close.
not close. Let me I'm over here doing measurements. If you want to join me, you can. Otherwise, I'm just doing the measurements.
We can't move from page to page.
I know. I was gonna say if you want to come look at me, look with me? Do you want to see what I'm pointing
Sure.
at? Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a minute to load. We are all the way over here in Terra Santa. Oh,
Yeah,
don't worry.
and we're going to Hoffman.
Yes.
So actually to the west, not.
Oh yeah.
not
Okay.
to
I
the north.
forgot that it was so high. Yep.
Yeah.
So about 5,700 kilometers.
5,700 kilometers.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much is that to miles?
About 3,500.
Let's see if you're right. 3,541.
Nice.
At least quoting numbers is making me think of that song from Rent.
Now, I will let you know that is in a straight line. That's not by the roads. That's not encountering obstacles
Yeah.
like hills and elevation. Obviously, Hoffman is settled on the peak of the world mostly, so lots of problems with that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let me see something really quickly.
I'm bringing us back to Terrasanta if everyone's okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Times 3. So it would take me divided by
Oh, buddy.
20.
While you're doing that math, would you mind if I had Lilia talk about what she knows?
Yeah.
1 second. Okay, so it would take me 406 and a half hours to get there.
If you sprinted straight, yes.
And if you had
Yes.
someone to recharge your fatigue, because you
Fatigue.
can't.
Carry the old
Have
carry,
her ride on your back. Yes.
carry the old man on your back like Yoda.
Yeah, I could do it, which is the funny thing
Yeah.
about it.
Gabriel would end up breaking again, because
Probably.
I have a 3% chance of critting on my rolls.
True, but
Still a
Best.
trouble.
yeah.
Listen, I don't think you want to go without the rest of the group. I think we should stay together.
Be friends.
Yeah.
High fives.
No.
Especially,
No.
you know who's going to be super useful in a country of ice?
Who?
A fire mage.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, then again, he doesn't control his fire, so it's gonna be super chaotic because
He
there's just gonna be
does.
walls
He-
everywhere.
He controls his
If he
fire
wants
much better than someone using natural magic, for example.
As in, he controls his fire. Whenever you're wounded, it's because he intended it that way.
Yeah, it's not Omen's fault. You keep standing in the way of firebolts.
Yeah, it's yours.
Well, except
I
for
don't know,
that one
really.
time when you guys were fighting the wave of zombies. But anyways,
Yeah.
Lilia will say, "Hear me out. There is a way to leave the city right now.
Yeah.
However,
Past the walls.
no. Down here.
Oh.
However, directly on the other side of that passageway, all of the scientists and security are waiting to re-enter the city.
Past the wall.
Past the wall. There's a section down here, a decent ways away. It would be west, but the track will have to take us all the way around, where we could leave and just run away. We might be able to sneak past them, but that would help no one.
Could I ask you another question?
Go ahead.
One who calls themselves a fiend of Anateri.
Well, yes. Why?
Really? What? Who? Why? I mean, who? What?
The Fiends of Anatari is well, it's like a gang, isn't it?
That's none of your business. Who'd you see?
Nothing. It's just it came up in conversation once. It was an event. A building caught fire. It was a brief tragedy. Nobody died necessarily. I don't remember all the details.
Does this sound familiar?
To you?
Yeah.
There have been more than one excursion or event in which you set a building on fire. And there have been more than one event, I believe, in which you have shouted your group's name, correct?
Yeah.
And she essentially describes the best she knows is that it was a robbery. She thinks it was a robbery. She didn't really know for certain. There was a very large man there, and him and a couple others ran away from the building. Nobody had seen them before. Fiends of Anataria was shouted. She's had a good while to do her research on this town and try to like keep up with current events, and that's all she's really heard.
I've interrupted us recounting this. She's like, okay, did this happen recently?
I was told about it a couple months ago, and I think the event was a while before that.
Nothing since then.
Nothing since. I admit I haven't pushed it too far because I thought it seemed beneath the scale of my notice at the time.
Looking a bit further.
Well, we are doing each other favors at this point, so I'll keep it in mind. Now, what do you think?
What do we think? Oh, about what we should do.
Yes.
I'm going to ask if I can speak to Lilia privately.
She looks at Ben. I don't necessarily see a problem if it's just you and I. Both of your summons are inside you right now, right?
Yeah.
Both of your summons are hidden. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes.
I'm gonna tap Jarrell. I'm gonna say leave them with me then.
Okay, I make both of my familiars appear and stay with Ban.
Very good. Thank you.
I'll
I'll leave my crossbow if you really like.
I yeah, that'd be best.
With Ban.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll hold on to the crossbow.
Oh wait, Genus isn't even here anymore. Yeah, okay.
I ask her to tell me truthfully what other assignments she's been on, and if in the past 2 years she has had anything to do with events in Alberia. Because I might have to kill her if she did.
Oh my god.
Do you want to make an intimidation roll?
Hopefully you don't say that last part, otherwise she might not be inclined to answer.
Yeah,
want to
Quiet,
say-
loud for now, part quiet.
If you just want. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't try to. I'm trying to persuade her to tell me without the threats, but
Okay. If you want to persuade, you can also do that.
all right, persuasion.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
She says, "You understand that confidentiality is the specialty of any agent, but this is a potentially nation-threatening scenario. Before the city, or while I was in the city?"
Before you were in the city.
She looks at you, and she says, "I have mostly been in the process of information gathering. Have you heard of Providence?
No.
I am technically a major shareholder of Providence.
Oh,
On paper, anyways.
Providence. They're the hat people, or
They're the only people who sell guns, and they're like one of the biggest organizations in the world.
okay.
Providence Incorporated.
Okay.
They're like the only real competitor to the Black Sun.
In terms of what? Oh, in terms of
Money and resources.
in terms of money and resources. Okay.
They are openly a company that sells weapons too, though. So they're not something too secretive. You could easily have heard of them.
Okay.
The Black Sun has a great interest in the goings-on of that particular company. I have been on excursions into the laboratories of the Delacroix family before. never quite to this degree.
Mm-hmm.
If you want specific dates and times, I'd really have to know why. And did you ask about Alberia specifically?
Yeah, I asked about Alberia specifically.
And she says, no, I have never had any I've never operated in Alberia. And you may make your insight check if you want to.
That would be plus 68.
That is still pretty good.
Yep.
You look at her face, and unlike before where she seemed to just be explaining things, there's just like an extra layer of mist. You just have no idea.
Mm-hmm. All right.
She might have some vague idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that might just sort of like harden her resolve a little bit. You can't tell that she is lying, though.
Yeah. Okay. I say.
You can't tell that she is lying. You can't tell if she is lying.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that and say thank you for your honesty.
She nods her head. And will step outside. So, have you decided what you want to do yet?
I say we wait for Genus.
Just wait for Genus?
Yeah.
Okay. Going with Genus? How are you here?
Meanwhile,
did you roll your athletics check like I asked? Oh, wow.
yeah,
You did.
I used 2. Wait, let me double check my thing. Yeah, I used 2. Yeah, I used 2 fatigue for that. So.
That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stop using fatigue by running fast.
Oh. Should I do another one then?
It was an athletics check to avoid spending fatigue, I think.
It is. That's the entire thing.
Oh, okay. Then let me roll again.
Okay. Yeah.
Not as good.
99, not as good, but you do have use of necessary energy. You take a single point of fatigue running all the way back across town to the Wood Warhound Inn. You emerge from the rubble.
Oh, right. She's at the Warhound Inn.
Yep. Back up here. You emerge from the rubble. The sky is faintly red with the slowly fading sunset. Just like a couple of clouds overhead are tinted with like a dreary indigo violet.
Usually my favorite time of day, since it means I could start stealing even more things soon, but I'm busy.
As you emerge to the smell of death. Even more so than just the rotting corpse of the Slayer that was laying outside, and the corpses of the zombies to either side of the entrance.
Fuck. I say as I run towards the Warhound Inn.
Immediately upon viewing the Wooden Warhound Inn, you can see people on top of the roofs. You can see their barricade does have a number of additions to it, additions being dead bodies.
Oh, God.
You can see along the Warhound Inn that there are a number of corpses filled with crossbow bolts. However, it's not quite as bad as you imagine it could have been. The number of corpses you find down here are maybe just slightly more than the ones you've seen down below. So a group of soldiers has this covered. However, you also, as you move across, smell smoke, and a casual glance overhead will reveal like a couple of dark clouds against the faint light of the sky. There are fewer screams in the distance now, fewer rumbling sounds.
Well, I would say this city is fucked. Okay, I hurry over to the Warhound and say,
Okay.
What's the bar guy's name?
Macklin Davis.
Macklin! Tavi, we gotta get out of here now!
You don't think we haven't tried that already? He calls back to you from the battlement. He saw you coming up, like shoving one of his allies' crossbows downwards. What have you been doing down there?
Okay, this is a whole operation thing. There's tons more zombies, but they're contained, and there's possibly a death god right under the city. We gotta get out of here.
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
Okay, I don't know for sure, but there's a whole series of tunnels down there. Odds are, and there's no sign of the people responsible for this. Odds are they had an escape route. The escape route beyond the walls down there.
Odds are, or you have some proof.
Okay, you can take a chance in the tunnels where it's much safer than up here, or you can just stay out here and see if the Death God comes out.
He looks at he looks around at his companions. You want to make a persuasion check? You have that, I believe.
Oh, and by the way, did I mention that we have Bond the Unkillable down there?
He's not with you, but I assume he's still alive.
Yes, he's very much alive. He's very much down there, and he can very much kill all the zombies in a single hit. Unlike up here, where there's nothing but zombies.
All right. Did you make a persuasion roll?
Not yet.
Okay.
Do I get any modifiers?
No, but the DC is very low, because you do make a rather convincing argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I barely make it.
Oh, okay. I thought you had less than that. So yeah, yes. He takes moments of consideration and he says, "It'll take me a minute to round everyone up. We have a number of civilians down here in here.
Fine, whatever. Just make sure your Tavi's gonna be okay.
Tavi's fine.
Cool. Now hurry your ass up then.
All right. He's going to rally up his men. They actually sort of spread out to the corners of the area. There's a couple of like hand signals you see a few of them do to each other as they're moving. Apparently one of them spots some zombies near the northeastern side. And while they cover that, making sure they don't move any closer, they will start trying to bring people into the tunnel. Macklin is like dead in the center of the
Mm-hmm.
terrain, with his big old crossbow, just
Mm-hmm.
watching.
Okay, yeah.
Tavi's one of the first ones out. Are you going to go back in?
Well, I'm gonna make sure and escort Tavi gets in safe, kind of thing. And I do like Macklin, so I'll make sure he doesn't die too. So I'll just make sure Tavi's down there and safe, kind of thing, before I come back out.
Okay, sorry, I moved that. All right. Well, you get Tavi down there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just. Now, check you. I want to see your stats for a second. All right. Okay, I was hoping you'd have that. All right. Other than a brief fight breaking out in the northeast, which causes Macklin to hurry up the line, there are a couple of like elderly, young men and women, moving in the line. They managed to get them into that room very quickly, and though as immediately as Draven's a League of Legends character. Macklin sets foot down there. He looks around at all of the zombies and torture devices that have now burned to the ground mostly, and says, "Are you certain this is a good idea?"
We've basically killed everything we've come across, and anything that isn't dead is contained. Trust me. I'll lead the way and lead you to where everyone else is. And then beyond that, I'm sure, and beyond that, we can figure it out from there.
I have
What
a
were you gonna
question.
Yes.
Do you tell the people specifically not to touch the fucking coffin?
Yeah. And by the way, and by the way, I say this. I stand up on a table that has the dead zombie strapped to it still, and I shout, "Don't fucking touch anything!"
Okay, no, that's good. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Octavia like hobbles over to like where you are, and she had this like pale complexion. She's always been a little pale, but like especially so. She looked a little unwell. Though, like upon entering here, she's like, "Did you kill all of these?" As pointing to like the various maimed bodies of the previous zombies, now corpses, laying across the floor.
No, I think Bond killed most of them. Or
And
if you mean if I killed any of them to make them a corpse before then, I don't think I should say so right now. Okay, and even so, I don't think I remember.
I wasn't suspicious of that until you said something.
Well, where do you think they get the dead bodies from? I'm pretty sure that guy was found last week. Last week, face down in a gutter after someone stabbed him. I say, pointing to one of the zombie corpses.
Since we're friends, I'm going to let that go.
Okay. Either way, I'll take the lead. It should be safe. Don't freak out about anything you see, and make sure no one touches. And like I said, don't touch anything.
All right. She is one of the slower individuals in the party, but they are moving at like a pace of people who aren't able to run half a kilometer without getting tired at all. So they will take a while to return. Are you going to guide them the entire way back?
Well, yeah, someone's got to well, yeah, because Tavi's in the group, so.
Tavi is in the group. All right, you are correct. Let's see here. Now, how long? You guys are just gonna wait. It doesn't matter how long, right?
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we make a plan. My
We
suggestion is
consider you've had all the planning time you want over there. Then
my suggestion is that if Genus comes back with a group of armed people, we go straight for the god. And I've been looking through the notes to try to piece together where we're supposed to head, which lab we're supposed to head to find the Song of Undeath, and we should go straight there. But if while the armed guards break through while the people who if they're armed break through like where the scientists and the other ones who are waiting outside of the city are, so that they can escape and open up a pathway for other people to escape.
all right.
I'm gonna lose.
Actually, it doesn't take that. This whole thing with Genus doesn't take that long. It takes like a little under an hour for her to get there, talk to everyone, and get everyone back. And most of that hour is precaution by the military guys. Just checking the rooms before everybody goes in. And, like, even though Genus is probably sitting there tapping her foot.
Yeah.
So, eventually, though, there does not seem... The big stinking hunter really freaks people out. And there's a little bit of panic when they see that thing come into view. But eventually, they make it back to Lab 3.
Yeah.
You need to help a number of people off of the track.
Yeah.
But this seems to be, other than the 5 zombies wandering around that one, which that Ben could have by now gone over there and punched them. Juro was aware. He could point that out.
Yeah.
So actually, you're all good. By the way, additional information. As you do that, Ben, in every room, there is what seems to be similarly a large platform in the middle of the back of the room. It seems to be an elevator of some kind. However, at the moment, it is up and does not seem to want to move. The floor beneath is actually sealed.
What, yeah, let me see. Give me a second. I am gonna do this. Whee! Vision through the walls!
Vision!
Nope.
Is that a fumble?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a
vision
one.
through the wall!
I mean, it's still a good roll, to be honest.
Well, it is an automatic fail for anything down there. You don't there. I'm glad it was critical.
Jesus
I would have had to make
fuck,
something
you're
weird
going
happen.
in and out.
What?
You're going in and out.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's up with my internet today, guys. I apologize.
it's a bit
Yeah.
better now.
Okay. All right. So you do not sense anything with your key senses beneath the elevator.
Alright.
Now,
Just real quick while we're looking at the maps,
I don't even have my next roll. Like, we're
could
just-
I there was a path like from where we are to under the park.
yes, there
It's
is.
a good point.
And is that
Uh,
close
Wait.
to where anything else is like on the map, or does it show that like specifically, or like the better question is like where like are there any like notable areas on it?
Well, here's this map that you were seeing. You might be one of those few people who can see things that I've hidden. But the map that you see, this line, is actually only depicting the way you've traveled, you do
Yeah.
know that there is a line, but you don't have a map on you of the underground ramp. You do have a
Okay.
Lilia if you'd like to ask her about that.
You do have a Lilia.
We do have. Yeah. Hey, is it Lilia or Livia?
Lilia.
Um. Oh.
What was that?
Hey, Lilia.
Yes. Yes, what is it?
Don't suppose you know anything about some sort of like winged lady in the park
A
up
wind
above?
lady in the park?
Yeah.
That's an area of special interest. I know that they specifically did not build a laboratory in that area. I wasn't really privy to that information. I think that from my own information, there is a cabal of supernatural individuals who has made it their home. Do you have any specific inclination of who it might be?
I have no idea. No, I. They're keeping Ragnarok.
No,
If you want
I
to
am I am sure that that is not where they're keeping Ragnarok. I actually think that that may have been an annoyance to the Black Sun while they were here.
So is whatever's under there still there? Do you think?
Yes, yes. They
Do you
could
know
not
where
remove
it
that
is?
without causing significant. They could not remove them without causing commotion and probably some significant suspicion in the area. I'm sure we could
It's
find
gone.
them. What?
Whatever's there was gone.
No, whatever is there is there. We are the
Right.
station was specifically made to avoid and keep safe from them. In fact, from what I've been told, the supernatural security over there is particularly advanced.
Interesting.
Yes.
So how do you know Ragnarok isn't there? Do you know where it is exactly?
Well, as I mentioned, the entire because of the existence of those individuals hiding in that spot, the track has been built around the area. There is no track running through the park. There are tracks near it, but no lab has been made there. So I assume Ragnarok would not exist there.
All right.
So you don't actually know where Ragnarok is.
She didn't.
Well-
She didn't even seem to know that it existed until I mentioned it.
Well,
Well, she's a liar. So
are you saying that to each other?
Khajiit is a liar.
Khajiit is not a liar. Khajiit's friend. She says, well, I know it's not at Lab 3. I know it's not at Lab 2. I know it's not at Lab 4. I know it's not at Lab 1.
So Lab 5.
Central is the largest. It's the center of the organization and the largest facility.
So that's where we're going.
That's where we're going.
What were you gonna
that's
say?
why-
I was just saying that. Well, I'm sure they wouldn't really like us to know. They didn't really build a bunch of decoy facilities that I'm aware of, and if they did, they didn't tell anyone about it, so they don't really work. I can only assume that's where it is.
Okay.
I'm guessing Central is in the center of Dwarnhof then.
Central, yes. It's just slightly off of Central Park. Or the Central Plaza, not Park.
Yeah, okay.
All right. We should. When Gines comes back, first we make sure that whoever she comes back with, whichever civilian she comes back with, is armed enough to get past the guards, and we send them to safety, and then we head to Central immediately.
All right.
Sounds like an interesting plan, at least.
Is all well with Bon?
Bon doesn't really know what to do, especially because Bon doesn't have his level, or nor does he have his dragon, so he can't. There's no way he's gonna fight this thing. Like he's gonna fight it. Don't get me wrong, but there's no fucking way that he's gonna beat it. Nobody's gonna beat it if we have to actually fight the real thing.
Well, we don't know it's actually a god.
Bond's
We just
over in
know
the
Joel
corner.
thinks it's a god.
And also Ban's over here like, oh no. I know the Ban really isn't, but
Also-
that activity is funny.
Bon doesn't really care as long as he can at least give time for people to run away. Then
Yeah.
Now, we have these people here. Are you sure you would not prefer to take them to?
you cut out again.
Oh, dang it! Sorry. She says you have a number of people here that you can save. Are you certain you? There's a dog somewhere.
Yeah.
Are you certain you just don't want to take them to the exit and see if we can't sneak them past Black Sun?
If Ragnarok awakens, more people will die in the world than before the Inquisition is able to stop it, or something is able to stop it, than all of the people in the city. Stopping this thing is the top priority.
I would agree.
Well, hang on a second. We need to decide what these people want to do. I mean, they have no idea what's going on down here, probably.
So they've
Well,
arrived. They've arrived with Jinnis.
We can say that
no,
she
it doesn't
says
have
that.
yet.
We can see that. We can say that she says this just as like she hears voices coming down the hallway. But Lilia will say, "The Black Sun. This may have been an error. They may not have intended for this to happen, but they don't intend to let any of this information leave. They would not allow. They must have a system in place to keep that thing here, even if it awakens. I think that I don't believe that it would escape their notice."
Still, we can't risk the lives of thousands based on that assumption. Their security system have already failed once. I'm not taking another fucking chance.
No doubt.
The people arrive. Jinnis, Macklin in the lead. Well, Jinnis is probably in the back with Tavi, Tavia. And after they all like help each other up onto the platform of Lab 3, you can guide them through if you want. Take them. Unfortunately, the safest room with beds and stuff is no longer safe because Ban broke down one door.
Damn it, Ben.
But you if you want to, I would like whoever has the highest search. So I believe Haru, do a quick search of the area.
Okay, hang on.
If you want, the next person in line can help out one other person if they want to go. 221 or 120.
Decent search.
All right.
We've got 160 in search. Anyone?
Haru got, or JS got 121.
Okay, is that good enough, or do you want me to roll anyway?
If you want to roll anyway, that would be fine. I can't really say that's good enough because then you might think, oh, there's nothing else. But if I do
You're
say,
right, no, yeah.
oh,
So Farron is.
roll 1d100, roll 1d100.
I'm already in the negatives, man.
Ah, darn it! Nobody's critically fumbling, just boring fumbling. All right, Joel. Genus, you move through the hallways. You look through every one of those labs. All of the elevators seem to be sealed. You can't really. One of those similar. You remember the object you memorized that had like the circular thing that you could fit in your palm and the number of levers?
Yeah.
Each room has one of those.
Interesting.
However, all of the elevators seem sealed. The room to the pathway to the left, opposite of this area, leads down a series of corridors to a locked door. If you would like to open that one.
All right, I'll try and lockpick it. Oh yeah, it's dex based, so I'll put in 2 fatigue. Yee!
Oh man, the open rolls are so good. Also,
Also, how long did it take for Haru to come back?
an hour.
Okay, so can we say we were all resting and recover?
Yes, you were all sitting in that nice lobby area, just talking.
So we recovered 2 points of fatigue.
2 points of fatigue.
All right. I'm almost back to being able to. Another 30 minutes, and I'll be able to regenerate fatigue from people again.
This isn't one of those fancy circular locks. However, it is still a darn tough one. This would be the envy of most people on the block upstairs who had a trust for a goal, I guess. But you pop it open. Another one of those double doors. You get the one door open. The other one follows, and you come into what is immediately alarming: a very wide room. Of course,
It's alarmingly wide.
it's alarmingly wide. Well, I'm sorry. The only reason I immediately assume wide rooms are alarming is because I play video games and I think boss fight. But it is a very wide room, very well lit. There's like the floor is like metal, entirely steel. But there's even some like smudging on it. There's like places where the blood has like gotten so thick that it hasn't been able to quite be washed out. Just like little areas of darker steel.
Fantastic.
There are a series of elevating platforms, one which is larger than the others. To the left, directly ahead, there's another door. There's no door directly ahead in this one. And then up and to your right, there is what seems to be a platform above ground floor that is surrounded in windows. You can immediately tell with your spatial awareness that up there is probably what's behind the central door.
What's behind the central door?
This like over this observatory platform here. Looking up there, you find Jorl, who has gotten lost. He is like wandering in that trisecting area, like, which way have I searched? This way? No. And sorry, you can speak for yourself, but you're a little lost. And Janus comes around, and picks you up.
Oh yeah. Come on, Grandpa.
Thank you. I thought I'd never find my way back to civilization.
You have no You have no sense of direction.
You may make another lockpicking check on that door.
All right. I won't use any whatchamacallit this time. Fatigue. So, it should be okay on its own.
Dang! Okay, more open rolls. Roll again. No doors will stand in your way. I hope you know that.
Not today, at least.
Technically, high quality doors that can now be used to barricade. You get bonus. Okay, this door too. Boop. And you are admitted to an area that seems like it's probably the most high tech you've ever been in. You walk into this standing platform. There are windows lining the walls that give you a brilliant place to see the interior chamber from, the one that you just opened the doors to. There are any number of measurements for recording. You see, like, there are a number of clipboards like lining the wall. In addition, you find 2 more of those sticks with the little electrical energies on them, with the little magical energies that they hold. They each have 100 of them each. And on top of this, can Iterid... Here's the thing I honestly don't know. Can Iterid sense magic from within you?
That's up to you.
I think
but she'd come out whenever I'm looking for stuff because so that she can perceive if she can't perceive it through my eyes, because we're looking for magical objects, obviously, especially since now we know we're in Black Sun facilities.
Yes. All right. So you enter this room, and immediately you see at the very center of the room seems to be this pillar. And this pillar has on one side one of those little flames, which is currently blue, showing that the supernatural obscuration field is on. However, once Idarid pops out, she sees, these two sticks, the sticks that hold Xeon work. But there's something different about this. Not only does this thing seem to be just charged with Xeonic energy beneath the metal core. It's not like the artifact that actually holds the charge isn't on the surface. It seems to almost like radiate that energy through the room beneath you and into the walls. You would like you to make a notice check, if you would.
What?
Make a notice check, please.
Okay. Meh.
If it's site-based,
That's good.
then that's all I get.
All right. However, thank you for having that significant amount of base. As you're just sort of perusing the room, looking through everything, you look at all the pictures. There's a number of diagrams on the wall depicting like full body illustrations of like creatures with flesh peeled away, and also something really uncomfortable to look at. It's hard to tell just because of most of these still look like bodies. The Slayers still look like they have bodies that are humanoid shaped. But there is one stretch of the wall which has this peel-away image of an incredibly long spiral of like flesh, some recognizable parts of human bodies, coating like what seems to be an extremely complex lattice of dark metal interior.
That's
Can I,
wait.
do a
Wait. Is that a necrogolem?
It's not. You want to make a call check?
Sure.
Hello. I assume to be a dog.
I'm gonna make a memorize check to see if I can memorize the
It is.
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Wow.
Hold on. That's just 304 actually.
Um.
I'm gonna
You
make a
know-
memorize. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Make a memory check. Dang! This is the third open roll in a row. You look at this, and Necrogolem comes to mind. You can sort of see some of the same structural elements, but it's not. In fact, you can tell that this seems to be almost entirely an automotive structure. It's all about reinforcing muscles and movement, and that, in fact, at the very end, there's no sensory organs on it, but at the very one end, it is left with like nerves frayed for connecting to something.
So it's a giant tentacle.
Essentially.
Spiral. Okay. So is
There is like a very large metallic joint in the center that actually seems to have a nozzle that protrudes from the flesh. But otherwise, it just looks like a limb. Very good memorize. You memorize this. You memorize everything you can. There's some jargon on there that you really don't understand, but you do get a pretty good sense of scale, and you could probably relay this information back to Jorl if you ever needed it.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna have Omen burn this. To burn this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna-
probably enjoy that.
Yeah, I'll make it. I'll go and get Omen and tell her to burn all this information now. Now that but not mention that I've memorized it.
There's one more thing.
Huh.
There's a thin tube at the top of that podium that I mentioned. That little column at the center of the room, the one that's charged with magical energy.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it's hard to really say you thought it had a purpose, but of course everything has to have a purpose. It was forged this way. Just peering inside, you see the tip of like a blue gemstone. It seems to like very similar to the blue of the tips of those sticks.
Can I like
You're
climb up
charging
and
them.
can I climb up and get it or something?
No, it is inside a thin like tube at the top of the podium. You'd have to reach, and your arm is too big to reach it.
Can I cut the tubing out?
Wait, I put one of the spike things that's empty inside of it.
Who's holding it? You, Jorl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it. You feel nothing. Edored immediately sees like the magic sort of mingle with the transferring tip and flow up the entire length of the artifact, and it is fully charged.
Cool. Also, I was missing 10 points of Xeon as Jorl. For
Oh,
what?
I thought Jorl didn't have the gift. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't. But I bound
Oh, you're right.
the creature last game, so and it cost me 10 points of Xeon to do that.
Yes, it would. Well, in that case, somebody can just tap you with that stick and give you Xeon.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Idarid is going to recharge all of her Xeon and then recharge all of the sticks that we have.
I would
Literally,
like to ask how much that
Is
takes.
okay.
You have 14 sticks now that are empty, don't you?
Yes.
literally,
Okay.
we just poke you with a stick.
Idarid is missing. Give me 1 second. Idarid is missing 85. Okay, Idarid is missing 825 points.
Idarid is fully charged.
Nice.
Doing some math. 6 sticks are fully charged.
Okay.
1 receives most of its Xeon. It gets up to 75. Before suddenly you can sense things through the walls, and the power in this room diminishes. As you keep the stick in there, though, like once every 10 seconds, it will recharge 5 Xeon.
Nice.
So it just gets very slow from that point on.
Okay. Cool. Now that I've done this, is the perception field, is the occultation field still intact? Because I just drained the system out of all of its magic without knowing what the system did, and maybe that's what was keeping some security systems in place. And
Yeah, Genus notices this and looks to him and says, "I swear to God, if the elevators don't work or all the zombies get out again, I'm going to have your head."
You hear several crashing noises from the rooms behind you. Down other zombies. No, sadly not. As soon as you charge all of them that way, the slow way.
Mm-hmm. Oh no!
Recharge?
No! I stopped charging them as soon as the pillar seems empty.
Okay, like I said, they will charge slowly, and I didn't mean to say that you couldn't charge them all that way. I was just saying that this is an event that happened.
Yeah.
As soon as you remove it, the energy seems to be. You can't sense anything, or you can sense everything. You can sense Owen back where she is in the room. Sort of eerie, but within like another minute or so, the energy the obfuscation field flourishes again, and sticking the stick back in will recharge it. Whatever, this seems to be rapidly recharging. This is a lot of Xeon, and if you put the stick in there, it will almost immediately crash again. But sorry, what I'm trying to convey here is that you can, if you want to, turn off the system in this area whenever you want. But it does recharge, and after you stop charging your utensils with it, it will take like 40 seconds to a minute to recharge.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go and when Ginas comes back with Omen, I'm gonna say we have more Xeon now, thanks to this pillar that regenerates Xeon. I suggest you don't destroy it, because we might need to come back here later.
The pillar would also be very hard to destroy because it is made entirely of black metal.
Yeah. Either way, I point to the wall so that Omi can see all the information. So you might as well burn that. Because it's more evil information.
Oh, hang on, I'm not going to burn stuff just because it's in your word. I look for a second. Yeah, no, that looks pretty.
Burning. All right. You actually might be able to have fun as you throw a fireball that's all big, go back in, recharge, go back out, more fire, tornadoes of fire.
Oh, is it just like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Like if you do that, it will take a significant amount of time to charge each time. But yes, you can. It seems like you can charge pretty much infinite.
Okay, yeah. Just make a big old make at the moment it's an intermediate still. So.
That's pretty good.
If you
There has to be
whenever-
something that is being drained of its Xeon somewhere, probably like an area or a creature. Anyways,
anyways, you guys may now have full Xeon.
Yay.
yay!
All the power in the world is yours again.
Cool.
And you are able to heal everyone now.
That is true. Is anybody hurt? Because I thought Genus wasn't hurt, and I had healed Ban, which means is Omen hurt in any way?
I'll bring you
Course not.
back to the other page. I believe Ban was still somewhat damaged.
I healed 150 points of damage.
I'm
Well,
good.
Ban is at negative
Yeah.
17.
Ban?
What?
Ban was at negative 17, I said.
Yeah,
And he has 145 max.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
but I also
Well, like
have
a few
10
hours ago,
sacrifice.
there were less than. Yeah.
I have 10 sacrifice, so my
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That doesn't recover. All right.
All right,
In that case,
let's go
you
to
are-
Central.
Central. Now, are you going to bring everyone?
No.
Okay. I was wondering if you're bringing all the guards.
Who? Okay, who? Oh, what? Rather, what's Joel gonna do? And
Going to Central to stop to see what's happening with the Song of Undeath with Ragnarok.
yeah, no, as in like what they were gonna say to the. Okay, the people are like.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to Lydia,
Yes.
and I'm gonna say, take those people to the exit. I turn to everybody else. I say, Lydia here knows these tunnels. She knows about an exit that is being guarded. You might have to fight your way out to get there, but you will be able to surprise them. They won't be expecting anyone. So go with her, and you might have a chance to escape the city. If you're not a combatant, please be very careful and stay safe. We have to go somewhere else because there is a much stronger creature that might awaken and destroy the city, and we have to see if it's still asleep and try to prevent it from awakening. No, hurry up to the exit.
Yeah, I pretty much say cool story, bro. But I'll join you guys after I make sure Tavi and Macklin and these other people get out.
If we don't stop the Song of Undeath, they're very likely to die anyways. We're helping the most people by taking care of this quickly, and Central is likely to have the most the richest sort of decorations and objects.
I stare at him and narrow my eyes before I wave over Tavi and Macklin and then ask.
You actually wave
Okay.
over Tavi, and I want you to make a notice check.
Ah, crap.
What are you doing?
Not great.
Oh wow. Okay, so you turn to wave over Tavi, and she's not where you remember. And then just slightly, there's something cold pushed to your neck. It's not a dagger. It is the back of one though.
What?
I love that you worry about me so much, but if anyone would get out of here alive, it would be me, leg or no.
Well, I just want to be sure. I say before. Oh yeah, by the way, I have all that stuff you said you'd send me that I got.
Yes. I'm sorry. I started compiling it and then went and did a Dungeons and Other Things.
Yeah, could you
you'll
send
get
me?
that.
Could you send it to me?
Yes.
Yeah, like right now.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
actually, if you wouldn't mind, I could tell you it right now.
Okay, yeah, just tell me it because I know I wrote down the mirror and stuff, but like,
The mirror
yeah.
is important. You also wound up through your searches. Some rooms were sort of Spartan, comfortable with Spartan. You found 150 gold to your appraisal worth of like cufflinks and jewelry and like minor finery. You could also have had 10 more gold in like clothing, but that would have weighed you down a little bit.
Yeah. Any accessories like a scarf or something?
No. Yes, actually, there were several. There were some warm clothes. It is a cold climate here in Dwanhof.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Which you could take if you, but they wouldn't have been worth tons and tons of money. Nice scarf, not worth tons and tons of money.
Listen, carrying capacity is not a problem. I can just put everything in my bag of holding that can hold up to 30 times my body mass.
okay,
Isn't she kind of big too?
okay. Avel, you Avel, my internet crapped out. Say again what I found.
150 gold worth of jewelry.
Yeah, I got that.
An assortment of clothing, anything that you'd really hope for. Most of it, a certain amount of it, a little big for you, but most of it could fit. You do find several scarves from silk to like a more warm and knitted one.
Yeah.
Which actually seems to be embroidered with a name.
Mm.
Then, apart from that, looking through all the rooms, you didn't really see anything of too much worth unless you wanted to just start like tearing apart bedspreads and stuff.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I don't think they go through that effort.
Yes, so just if you want a total gold amount, it would be 160 gold worth of items.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that is what you have with you.
Okay, and it's like, oh yeah, was there anything special about the mirror, or is it just really valuable?
It's just really valuable. It's just a nice mirror.
Yeah, I looked at Tavi, and it's like, I look back at Tavi, and I turn around and look and root through my bag and stuff. I give her a scarf. I give her a warm scarf, a pair of gloves. I give her boots back, and I give her half of the jewelry, half of the worth of jewelry I found. So 75 in gold of jewelry.
Everybody who is not
I sleight of hand this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of course there's going to be people that are like me.
That's true. Now it's going to be hard to sleight of hand the clothing, but you can easily do that with the jewelry if you want to roll.
Actually, I roll up the jewelry inside the scarf and stuff. So
okay,
yeah.
But I was going to say that everybody who is not Genus sees like Octavia's eyes sort of roll up in her head as her friend begins digging through her bag, and she like briefly mutters, "You're like a magpie." Okay,
it's not just shiny things. I had a Genus replies.
She takes the scarf in her hands, and like there's that immediate look of oh, and she's like, "It's mostly shiny things," and then she'll sort of like get her boots back on. But she already has boots of her own. She gave you another pair, but
yeah, I know, but still.
And gets a scarf. She didn't have that when you left because she didn't expect to be leaving town.
Yeah, scarf and gloves, and I take off the jacket I put on and I give it to her.
What the heck, Haru?
Well, I used to be fair, I used 2 fatigue.
5.
Oh, okay.
I used 2 fatigue to be fair.
Another open roll.
You
again.
Still get another open roll, but if anyone wants to make a notice against over 174,
give it a shot.
Key detection. All you sense her body like moving, like digging around there, but you can't really tell what she's grabbing. You do know she takes a little oddly long time to roll up that scarf, but that's about it. Jorl,
Jorl, do it for us.
Do it, Jorl. Not quite.
I'm still blind, still nearsighted.
You see a glint.
Yeah, I also takes an expensive crossbow and I give it to her.
Oh, I don't know if I want to carry this.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then I say as I put it away.
Thank you for the thought, though. And I was gonna say, Jorl actually sees like a golden chain sliding into the scarf and thinks, "I'm seeing things."
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. The rest of the crossbows should probably go to the guards.
Oh. Yes,
yeah.
I didn't even think of you giving them to those guys.
Yeah.
Most of them have proficiency crossbows, so if you give them to them, they know how to use them, and they are immediately like kids with toys, just like whoa, I haven't seen anything like this since that High Commander of the Imperial Army came through for muster. And I was like, holy cow.
So yeah, so just to recap, I give half but the jewelry and half the clothes and accessories and stuff to Tavi. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm left with
Very
70. So I'm left with 75 and 5 respectively. Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
In that case, the team's now even better equipped than they were. A small group of Imperial soldiers and Lilia. Lilia has been eerily silent since you told her to take them to the exit, but she does give like a slow nod of her head. And looking at Ban, she says, I believe we were in agreement.
And that agreement was?
That you, or at least the group, would ensure my safe exit.
Yes.
She takes that answer and then slowly nods her head and says, understood. And she will lead the others down the tracks.
Heech.
What's that? Is that just your animal now?
Yeah, it's my dog.
Okay. Well, I think as the group prepares all their materials, has now
Ready to
almost fully
fucking
retired.
die.
Zip, now they're ready to die. They go back down to the tunnel and start marching. Say hi to the hunter friend, the headless hunter friend. Move up over the
Yeah.
the separation and head to Central. And that is where we'll wrap it up for today.
Okay.
Nice. Great game.
Thank you. I'm okay. I started to say something that I only want to say to Jorl, but yes. Thank you, everyone. That was cool. You all are buff now. But Haru unlocked an absurd amount of doors. Ben got to knock down his first major door.
Stans found out his gang wasn't as well known as he thought it would be.
I don't know if he believes that yet. Maybe we'll see.
No.
No.
For all I know, like, it's the gang that's under the park.
Yes. Rival gang.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day everyone.